2200 today. Give me 1 second. If anyone sent a message yet, I am setting this up all the way. I need to keep my eye out for the puzzle. I'll make sure I remember this time. But yeah, I've not played chess today as it is final exam week, so I won't be on tomorrow. But let's do a quick warm-up, and then I guess I'll warm up with some puzzles. A puzzle battle, then a bullet game, then I'll get straight to the rapid. I need to do something to get the chess gears going in my head. Alright, let's see if we can get... 1957, which is not really my rating, so I might get cooked in this. But it'll be some good warm-up. Oh, is everything right? I think everything's right. Yeah. Okay. Alright, they move their rook over. We're going to take here. Rook's going to take here to checkmate. Alright. We have not forgot how to do mate in ones, mate in twos. That is good that we still have that. That's mate. Rook down. The knights are guarding both escape squares for the king. As you see, guarding there and guarding there. This is a knight captures checkmate. A mate here because the pawn's guarding the queen. Check, and you win the bishop here on g7. Check, and then mate there on h7. Sack the queen. Alright, we got the first 11. This is mate because the king has no escape. The queen must have to slide in. Yeah, and that's checkmate there on f2. Take the rook in the corner. I guess here because you win the bishop at the end too. Yeah, next up, the rook's going to slide down, and then bishop check. Take queen, and then take rook here for checkmate. This one, the queen's going to slide in. Mate there at the end on h8. This should be... I guess here. Yeah. Then you take the queen. Alright, next. Queen all the way back. I love these ideas because the knight is such a good corraler of the king, so they can't do anything. This is a mate with the queen taking the knight and taking the pawn. The king can't move anywhere. Rook up, and then rook's going to slide here. Checkmate. Alright, this is definitely some much needed warm-up. Take, rook down, take the knight's guarding the king's escape square. Here, you have to sack the rook. QA4, that's checkmate. We have the black pieces. This is opposition. So mate in one. Take check. I was like, what is this? And then checkmate there at 25. This threatens that mate in one idea. Now what can we do? There's a fork, kind of. Taking this. Oh, yeah, I guess this makes sense because you're winning the rook here in the corner at the end. All right, we have the black pieces. Take. I think you just push the pawn up, yeah. And they're too slow. And get the queen, and that's going to be game. All right, you want to sack the rook, have this rook slide here to a1, and that's a mating pattern with the bishop there on c7. All right, next up, I guess just pawn here, yeah. Take, check, I would assume. And then rook down. Oh, it's not rook down. Oh. That is unfortunate. Okay. Rook, take, check, check. Man, you get one more right, and I'll get the win here. Okay. I think it's knight check. No, I need to get one more right still. Take, check, checkmate. All right, we get the win. Barely. I almost threw that, getting that one wrong there. But we'll take the win there. What's going on, Eliza? What's going on, Luke? Appreciate that. It was cool to hit 1,000. We hit 1,000 yesterday. 1,000 on the dot. So we hit 4 digits. Pretty cool. Content is now monetized on YouTube. Yep, 2100 hour 2050. And what time control? Rapid or blitz? I know you. I'm sure not bullet, right? Rapid or blitz. And we're gonna do one bullet game to warm up, and then I will. What will I do? I'll go to rapid. Okay, I mean you can get that back though. You can definitely get that back. I do a pawn forward, bishop up. Like I say, rapid might take a little bit. Blitz, if you're playing 3-0, easy money. Check. Up here to c4. Ooh. Huh. They're not playing... I'm a little confused. I usually don't play against this exact setup. I'm playing a little weirder than someone I'll usually play. Not that it's bad. I'm just not sure what to do with this. Okay. Here? Pre-move there in case they take. They don't take. Alright, we're going to get here on the open file. And now they have this activity. Okay, pawn 4. This is all guarded now. And this is hanging. Yeah. Not looking good. Not looking good. But I guess for double... This is all guarded, though. Let's go here. I'm just taking way too much time. That's an issue I'm seeing. I was like 8 seconds behind them. Now it's back a little bit more even. I'm not sure what they were doing right there. It took way too long. Now they're losing almost. Yeah, but they have this weird structure now. And then knight here. Ooh. Wait, that was wrong. Oh my god, I just threw. That was not it. Slide over. Check. Here, and now we finally get to this side of it. Check. Oof. My knight may be trapped. Ah. Why are they drawing the game? They're up on time. Why did they draw the game? I don't understand why they drew that. Okay. What's going on, Amy? What's going on, Jasper? If you read my comment, give a laughing disco. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it. I don't know why they drew the game. They're up on time. I would have rather they not drawn it. I think I could have won if they didn't. But yeah, let's go to this rapid portion. First rapid game of the day. Appreciate those likes there on TikTok. I miss who sent them. I see those likes there. Much, much appreciated. And here's game number 1. All right, D4. We're going to respond with D5 here. And no cent. Appreciate the likes. E6. And we're in the Queen's Gambit declined. Up here to C6, a Slav or semi-Slav defense. I don't know. I guess bishop E7. I know you can do both of these. D6 or D7. I'm going to castle for safety. B6 with the pawn here to go bishop B7 after. What's your rapid elo? What's going on, Brat? How you doing? W chess indeed. We have some. This is rapid right now, but I'll probably do some blitz later on as well. The queen sliding in is not what I expected. Queen up, and then knight D7. 119. I don't remember. Have you played a USCF rated tournament? Oh, hold on. Here, because I don't want them to have a huge pin. Yeah. I want to get rid of that bishop there. Because if they move the knight now, you could still just... I guess, could you take... Oh, this might be winning. I did not think that through. Yeah, they could go knight G6. And you take... And they take... Oh, no, I guess they can't do that, though. Because then you could go back. And then how do you save the knight? I win that other rook. Yeah, they can't go knight G6. They have to just drop back or give me the bishop. I don't want to deal with this the rest of the game. And then knight here. This looks like it does something. Because, yeah, you would take it. And then if they take... I guess they could take this with check. But then it's the same thing. You're just exchanging. All 4 of these would be gone. So I don't think it makes that big of a difference. Honestly. Let's see. No, 22, jeez. That is... You're saying blitz, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, they're taking some time. It's probably because they like something with this. Maybe they can do that. And then I take... But then couldn't I just take that, though? I don't know. Yeah, they do it that way, yeah. Okay. So is it better to capture or take? I did not play that right. I didn't have to do this. I could have just moved my queen back. This is what a bad calculation gets you. Take here. You're up a minor piece. Take up a queen. Take. If you take check. Captures. And then, I guess you'd have to do this. Let's just take this here. Because the other way, they don't get a bad structure. Whereas this way, they get a worse structure. Like, it's not that bad, honestly. But it's not particularly good. And we're going to take this, since we can, for the time being, not have our bishop just stuck there. And they would have had pressure, capture. Now, I can't trade queens, because... Oh, they won another pawn. Oh, yeah, they won the pawn, yes. Were they not? Oh, they get the pawn back now. So were they not up a pawn? They were. Okay, now we're going to have our knight slide up. Here. Honestly? Yeah, here. We're down a pawn. This was so avoidable. I did not have to go down this line, but we messed up. What is that called? The opening is the Queen's. It said Queen's Indian Defense. And they played like a Queen's Gambit. Yo, what's going on, bro? 2,500. Congratulations. Congratulations. I hit a peak and lost it immediately. I have a deep respect for getting to 2,500. It's very difficult beating 2,300 players consistently, and you're doing that for 2,400. Shout out to Rob Master Chess. He walked in on me losing. I messed up. I made a very dumb move. I don't know why I went knight. Oh, it doesn't even matter anymore. It's either queen over. Okay. Rook here. Yeah, I'm going to put pressure. The only thing is this is a weird structure, but they can guard it forever. Like, it's no way I can get through unless they mess up. Best I could do is a minority attack. We go up and then up. I guess it's not minority. We both have 2 pawns here. But I like to just throw these pawns away and try and get in on the second rank. And the clock I'm going to have to try and use in my advantage. And then Dave, appreciate these likes. I can't believe I gave a pawn up that easily. Like, I did not. I could have just done something else. All I have to do is go, instead of this, but they push up. Maybe they like this idea. I don't know, though. That feels almost a little hopeful. I guess it's not a bad thing. But they can't push up. Okay, let's go here. What is the plan? Because this is weak, right? But you need the knight there. So would you go up and then knight here? But then they could push because the rook's not attacking this. So then it's like, do I go here? Like, where do I go after? I guess you could move the queen here, but then rook over. Because the whole point of that would be to go up and then get a piece straight to the second rank. But I don't think... Because if you go up, they could go knight here. And if you go up, they could go here. And then they could easily get knight here. So I kind of need to keep the pawn in this spot, which is the problem. Unless I'm getting the counterattack. But once I do this, right, the problem is they can now just push. Because you're not attacking that. I guess you could go up. Well, I have to make a plan. I think this is the best one. I think they're all a little bit worse since I'm down material. But I can't trade the queens off. That's what I know for sure. I got to keep the queens here on the board. And it's easier at least to make a draw. Yeah, and they already see my plan kind of. Still this, though. It does. Oh, no, not still that. Because now the rook can't slide in. Which is the whole point of that. Okay, so you cannot still do that. Instead, what will I do? Rook up, rook over. And then down. And then rook down there. Could be the best I'll get. Here. And then bring this rook over. But now they can just push the pawn, though. Oh, they're going for checkmate. They're not even focused on this side of the board. Alright, g6. We have to stop the mate idea. I will say this is a pretty slow idea. So, but they can bring their knight in. Oh, I guess they can't bring their knight in. Because take. I mean, like, I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not sure why they did that. I guess you have to do something. But I don't think I'll fall for that. Oh, maybe it's to get this counter. That makes way more sense. And this is a double attack, which I just missed. So now you have to trade again, which is to their benefit. And so you have to go here. Right, because this is hanging, which is what I missed in it. This is hanging. So here, knight takes. I feel like queen takes. Queen takes, pawn takes. I might be able to defend that in game. Definitely better than losing. Because if you do anything else, I don't think you have a way to defend it. I think you just are. And you can't take with the pawn because they have f5. So you have to take with the queen and go to this rook endgame, which should be a draw. I'm sure a grandmaster would draw it. I don't know if I'll draw it because I am. To play. So today I'm only doing rated games online. I have tomorrow, not tomorrow. I won't be streaming tomorrow, but Wednesday I'll be on for a long stream. We'll do a lot of viewer tournaments. So I have 3 types of streams, and we will do one of them's today, which is rating. Another one's puzzles, like yesterday, and then tomorrow or next stream will be the type of stream where it's rating grind. But yeah, the knight's here. I'm guessing they have to. I have to move quicker too, because I'm gonna have to try and flag them if I'm gonna win, unless they really mess up, which I don't really see happening. They haven't showed a sign of really messing up. They don't take it. Okay, well, there's a free pawn on e4, and then knight f6. Oh, because there's a maiden something. If you take that, they go knight f6. And then if you go king g7, knight h5. My only thing is, I could just repeat. Like, they're right. If you move king h8, then queen there's checkmate. But if you take knight here, king up, knight back. If you just move your king back, oh, I guess they can move their queen in. Oh, but they would go queen in here. And then that is... Oh, no, that's checkmate for sure. Yeah. So I can't do that. Can you push attacking the queen, though? Or can you attack the knight first? I feel like you could attack the knight first. Because then they can't... Oh, but then they're going to go knight in. I see. Very tricky. Very tricky. So they're fine either way. Like, they don't have a preference. Maybe you can go f6, though. That way... Wow. That was a very nice move. This I don't think works because knight here. f6 I think should work. Because they go back, I'll take. They'll take. And then king up. And they can't. They could go there though. Wow, they thought that through. They could move knight c5 at the end. Discovered attack on my knight. And it's attacking my... I guess you could take and then take. I think f6 is better than the alternative. So we're going to go f6. That's a nice tactic, though. Knight in, I'm not as worried about. Maybe I should be. Am I miscalculating it? It feels like their attack is really good if I mess up. And it's easy to mess up. But I feel like you can defend this. We'll see after the game. I review every game for those who are new. So win, lose, or draw. I think they went for an attack that doesn't work, though. That I still can mess up, but I don't think it works in the engine, because there's no way they can guard that now. They slide out the way. I guess if you move here, they can take this. But now, can you go up? Oh, I guess then they go there. So now if I take... But then if they take here... Oh, you would have to... But you could sack. You could sack, take, and then we're playing an endgame when they have 4 isolated pawns. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Can they sack the rook, though, is the question. No. Okay, we're going to take this here. Take, we're going to sack the rook. I guess it's like a momentary sack. We're trying to get that. The good thing is we're taking with an initiative. If you're just taking the pawn, I don't think it makes any sense, but my time is low. That's the problem. I can't make these moves quickly. Luckily, there shouldn't be a mate because we have 2 pieces on 7th rank here that can rotate back at any time. I imagine they take on f6, though. If they don't, I can just move my knight back, and then they really have no attack. So if they want to continue it, they'll probably want to take. And then you would take, and then capture, and then knight takes, and then king takes, and then, like, rook. That's the thing. How would you defend this pawn when the queen's on f6 at the end? I mean, we're like 3 moves from that, but that would be an issue. What's going on, Kathleen? So today, yeah, I'm playing some rapid games. Take. Am I missing a check? I just don't think it's that. Even if I lost this pawn, I guess they have. They take here. Oh, I have a check too if they take back. And then king forward. Hold on, that's kind of interesting. Rook down, check. Oh, they take check first. That... Okay, didn't think of that. They take with check first. King up. Now, taking the knight. They're going to be up 2 pawns at the end of this. So maybe they did just outmaneuver me completely. But rook here at the end, Setting up rook down feels pretty good, if I were to say. Because they can't go back with the check, right? Because I'm here. Or is this better, or is this better? Let's see. Here and down. It feels more sustainable. That makes more sense to me. They're only here with the rook. Because there's no check. Going down here and winning that pawn, I guess. But you can still... I guess you can't still win the pawn. But I'm getting the rook activity versus winning there on b2. Because I think if you just win, they can just push the pawn down anyways. And that'd be hard to stop. But we'll see after. Kind of a split-second decision there between rook here and rook here. One of them's definitely a lot better. Like a lot of puzzles there. One of them's definitely a lot better. Are they going to slide their queen over? See, you can still win this. Okay, rook check. Do I go here? I guess rook over. There's no way to get another piece involved. So now, do I just take this? Or do I go rook here? I guess rook here, rook over. Yeah, you can't get another check in. So maybe I do just take this. And then at that point, I could trade queens, which I think is the issue beforehand. Like, if they go here, I can go up. And then here, like, I would draw. They can't mate me here. Unless their rook transports. Oh, but rook in. Oh, yeah, I'm losing now. I missed that the rook can come in. Now there is checkmate. That's the part I missed. So maybe I should have stayed on the e-file. The e-file was strong. And there's no counter. Kings would have to go up. So I need my queen to move here, attacking their queen. Check. Up. Here. That's mate. And you can't really stop that, honestly. Yeah, my rook's just too off sides. Did not consider that when I took there. That was definitely a blunder. Might have been able to hold that before. But now I don't think you can. Unless here, here. You'd have to go up. Here. And then that's checkmate. Yeah. I mean, maybe they mess up, but I don't think... Oh, there's also another way you can just force the mate. I think it's check, up, check, back, down, down, over, over, here, over, mate. I think it is a forced mate. What was that, mate in 8? They could, yeah, there. And you have to go up. I mean, you could go down. Maybe you could go down, though, because check, down. If they check down, up, rook down, king here, and you might escape. So they'll have to do the rook, I think. Although 33 seconds, I'm sure it doesn't matter that much between the two. They're not going to take my queen, because my king, if I just keep my rook on the e-file, there's a slight chance. I still think it's losing, because they've just outplayed me. But it sucks. They have such a bad structure. Oh, they moved the queen. I don't know about that. I don't know. Because king down, I think you can just zigzag back. If you go up, it is mate. I think that's what I detailed. But king g8, now there's yeah. This is not... Oh, there's not life. I missed this check here. Ah, okay. And then that is checkmate. Because check here. And then up. Yes. And that will be game. Okay, let's review. Oh, they don't go. Well, it's the same thing. And then mate here. Okay, let's see that review. I feel like I messed up pretty early in that one. It was 87 to 77. So 76. Definitely a difference. Let's see what happened in this one. If you check with rook. Yeah, I thought I was safe too for a second. I can see your username there, Diego. Alright, we played the Queen's Indian. They blundered actually, really. Oh. Oh my god. I completely missed to take with the queen. Oh man, that's a silly one. I'm like, okay, well, if we do this, the whole time I'm like, the knight can't take. Man, that is quite silly. Queen taking on c6, I would have been perfectly fine. Yeah, actually winning if we see that instead. Oh well. That was a miss there. But I think it's still okay. Like, it's not losing. Yeah. So this is where I mess up. So rook here to c1 instead of d8. Because this is a pointless initiative, that's probably the main thing, is doesn't do anything. b5 is wrong. Yeah, again. Rook c8 controlling the follow. Can you hear? Oh, let me mute this. They move their pawn up. Yeah, it is back to a draw. And I knew it was a draw, but I just mess up completely. Queen in, knight. So I am supposed to go here. I was worried about knight coming. I wasn't worried about here. I was worried about here more. And then knight here. But apparently that's okay. And I need to go b4 instead. But I move my knight in. They blunder. Oh, I knew that was wrong when they... I was like, this doesn't... I see how it works. But I sacrifice, and that's not the right idea. King over. I thought that after rook takes, it's an issue. I just thought rook takes g6, and that's actually losing. I'm not going to see that. There's so many pieces around my king. I guess I could have seen that because I have so many rooks over pieces guarding. But this visual in my head, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to have the rook on g6. I would never assume I'm +2 in that position. So I'm not going to hold that one against me too much. I missed that idea, though. I did see this, but I thought it was losing. So I instead sacked to then take this. But I missed queen captures e6, which maybe I wouldn't have done that had I seen that. I only saw king taking and then guarding the pawn, which is not that bad. It's 0.7 versus 1.6, so definitely a difference. And now, yeah, that's just a blunder, yeah. If you stay on the e-file, they would still win the game probably. But it's definitely not as easy. Here, here, and then rook here. And then here. Could you go a5? Yeah, a5, a3 though. And now what would you do? Take, rook. But now they move their rook over. Yeah, this is just... I'm not going to win this game either. But that's where the main mistakes happen. We missed a very early tactic. Because this is just completely free. My mind was only focused on the knight or the bishop taking for some reason. And then the other blunder, I guess I blundered 3 times. Or we blundered 4 times together. This, I knew was a blunder too. I just have the wrong third and was out of the right first 2. What's going on, Amster? Doing alright? How you doing today? If you are talking to me. But take there was the mistake. Alright, let's go to this next one. We start off, we're at 21:54 now. Can we get a win in game number 2? It'll be nice to get a win, so we can get closer to that 2200 goal. Alright, d4 to start off. Play the London this time, and then e3. I'm moving very fast. This is a rapid game, though. And they're going for a pawn structure here. I'm going to go a4. This isn't an accuracy, I'm pretty sure, because I've gone over a lot of London games. And when they play h6 too early, you're not supposed to play a4. I still rather do this and then dot. Appreciate these likes there. But I still rather do this and stop b5. The computer could hold it. For me, it's easier to just never let that happen, even if it is better to develop in the opening. But now we're going to go bishop d3, and we'll be much faster to full development. What that does for me, I'm not sure for this game. It should do something, but I'm not sure exactly what it's going to do. Yeah, bishop d3 next. Oh, they take. I don't know why they take there. Maybe bishop here. Alright, up. It must be bishop here soon. Knight will move here. I guess we go h3 in case they want to go knight there. Now they might move their bishop. They're still not moving their dark square at bishop. And they finally move it. Alright. Queen up runs into knight in. So let's just castle for safety and go rook e1 and get a nice position. Alright, rook e1. And this is about as good as I can ask for the opening. Like, I think I played something very similar before. It's about +1 for white. It's just how exactly do I do that? Live late? I got on at like 6:30. That's not... Appreciate that, Pete. Thank you, thank you. I don't know. Yeah, I used to get on a lot later than I did before. This is, in my mind, still early. Like in the summertime, I'd get on at like 8 or something. But yeah, I have finals this week. 4 a.m. Time zones are a thing, unfortunately. For me, it's like 7. But if we go up here, I guess they can move their bishop back. But this is definitely winning to some level, like positionally winning. A grandmaster would never lose this game with white. I'm not quite there yet. A little bit away. We can go knight in. If they take, and then knight moves. here. I want to play a5, but bishop in, and you can't really guard that. What's going on, Jazzy? How are you doing? How are you doing? We got some rapid games going on. If you stick around, maybe, you know, you can pick up a thing or two. I can try and explain it. But yeah, knight here to e5. If they take. And appreciate these likes too. Alright, you're good, man. No need to apologize. And then Ryan and Jazzy, appreciate those likes there. I think the knight can slide in, though. That's where I'm leaning. It's between these two moves. And I just think this is better. Because moving this pawn up, yeah, it is good because the queen's a little stuck. But they could always move their bishop back. Which is not objectively that good of a move, I'm sure. But how do you guard? Like, in general, it's not. But if you give them a target, how do you defend that? So, move our knight forward here. Me as well, Aaron. I think it's a very solid opening. Very solid. It can be fun. Like, sometimes it's boring, but it can be fun. Like, this type of position, where I'm sure it's a little bit better. Trying to squeeze out where the advantage is, I think, is a fun search. Alright, they move knight here to a5. See, that's another reason why a5 would be good. Because you're stopping them from playing knight to a5. I just couldn't justify it as much as I wanted to play it. It seemed like there was no way to maintain the pawn there. I want to get out the way of the attack. You could have went qd1 or qc2. That's the only real decision you're making there. Rook over. Now the question is, do you take this? Or go like here? Man. I think I want to take the bishop first. Because they're attacking this. I want my rooks to be able to move freely. Now they don't have that constant pressure. Knight here I also would like to play, but then their knight, it's playing defense for the time being. I want to keep it playing defense. Rook c1 doesn't have that much of a purpose. Maybe so I can push b4 though. Because right now, if you could push it now too though. You could just push it and then go qb3. And then rook c1. I don't know if the order matters as much. Oh no, you can't push because they could just take. No. I'm right. It is. If I want to do this, I have to go rook c1 first. And then queen back. I think I do want to do that. Because how else? It'll be a backwards pawn, yeah. But how else am I going to play this position? Their knight just can't sit there. And my knight just playing defense the rest of the time. And we got rid of their attacker. And they can't sack because we win the rook, right? And they do retreat their knight. So they can move their knight in. Is probably what they're aiming for with that. Queen can slide out the way. If they go knight here, queen back to a2 instead. They're trying to get knight here to take my light square at bishop. Now I like knight to f3 on this next move. Trying to go for the center. Their king is not safe right now, right? They probably want a castle. But my queen... Oh, maybe qd1 for that reason, though. Actually, yeah. Maybe I could have went queen d1. But their knight's going to slide over. Attacking this pawn here. Knight here now. Looking to go in. Because you can't go up. They have just taking for free. I could go back now to a2. Setting this up. And they drop the knight back. This could be good. Because now I can also push the pawn forward. Which is the whole point of this. Is that this pawn cannot move if I need it to. And now this is not an initiative on a5. And they go for that square. And they want to get to this square. They want to have both knights be able to touch that square. So I go up. Their knight's going to slide in. Take. And they can just submit something there. I don't know how to... Like, how do I get around that? Like, what do I do? Their king's in the open, but I can't get to it. So it makes that a pointless thing. They've only used 2 minutes, though. That's not a good feeling. They have not used that much time. I guess here. And then, like, b3 if they move a knight in. We get our knight here in the center. Instead of their bishop move, yeah, they go there, b3. And then I could go c4, maybe. Because I don't want their knight sitting there. That I'm sure of. Let's go here, attacking. They're going to drop back. And then if I go up, take. And they move their knight all the way back instead. The bishop can capture, but the bishop taking back and there's really nothing after. Knight can go to this empty space that was created now. But it is guarding this pawn here on d4. So if I push, capture, capture. I do like this a little bit more. Wait, up, take, take, knight takes, bishop take, knight takes, rook takes. Yeah, I have 4 defenders. They have 4 attackers. So they don't have enough attackers. They need 1 more. Capture, capture. Setting that up. Obviously, they're not going to let that happen. But I still like the move. Like, it's a good spot for my pawn, and they can easily get around. Taking this, take, up. Or do I go up here, looking to break open the king? It's an interesting question, because both of them are a valid decision. Maybe this way first, because where can the knight go legally? So yeah, this first. But they're both good. And I have 4 minutes left, so in a tournament I probably would have thought about the other one a little bit longer. But here I do have a limited amount of time. This may be a free bishop now, though. After queen over, how do you guard that? They don't have anything that could slide. Yeah, I think that was just better too. That's free. They might resign, because you can only go king over. And then the knight's hanging unless you move the knight. Then, oh yeah, they don't resign. But they do drop the bishop here. I'm going to take this. And we're going to have a slightly better position. Queen's going to slide back, but I'm low on time. Looking at that and that. And the rooks are guarding each other, so I'm fine with an exchange. And we have the tactic of, taking on h6. Happens to me all the time. Rarely do I get to do it to someone else. But we're going to take here. And then the problem is, if they take, you take the knight there. Take, check, and you win the knight. So capture, check, and they can't keep this on f6. And we're going to be attacking the rook after we take this, and the knight sliding in as well. And this is also free. Yeah, this is free too. Oh no, this is checkmate. Yeah, we get the win. All right, GG. A nice strike back after getting cooked that first game. Let's see the accuracy there. All right. It doesn't feel like it was that accurate. I feel like I messed up somewhere on the queen side. Yeah, 84%. I do have a few misses. All right, let's see the review. So I start off with d4. This part's kind of boring. And then here, I think I said I thought this was an accuracy. It is the 3rd best move. Appreciate that, Aaron. And Eliza and the likes there from Chris. And everyone is sending likes. We're at 1,000. I don't see everyone who sent it, but I appreciate all of it. I'm just locked in during the game. And then you should have taken the rook, then run the other rook. Can you tell me what part of the game? So when I get to that, we can look at that. And then KC, appreciate those likes. And then dot. All right, so I went a4. This I've reviewed a lot in a lot of different games I've played, and it's never accepted unless it's like 10 moves in. Like, this is the 5th move. Surprisingly, this is not an inaccuracy. Usually it is, because I've done this before. Believe me, I've played the London a lot, and it usually gives this an inaccuracy, but it's okay in this position. They go c5, c3. I don't get why you're supposed to go here, honestly, because c4 then back. This is apparently plus 0.4. Chess is quite the game. I would not have assumed that the bishop being stuck on e2 is a good thing. My rating, my rapid's 2163, and then my over the board's 1956 USCF. Although I don't play rapid. This is the only time I play rapid. I do not find as much pleasure as this versus bullet or blitz or a tournament. But it was asked of me. But I go here to h3. Why is that an inaccuracy? Let's go knight straight to the center. I know knight here is a good thing because it's just a good thing in the position. But usually the knight is here so you can replace it soon. Like, going here now, to me, doesn't make as much sense. I mean, obviously the computer's right, but I'm just saying, like, I don't get why you would do that when the knight's, like, they could just take it, can't? Maybe you take here, though. But even, like, why is this good? I don't know why this is such a good position. I'll have a lot of other matches. We'll have a lot of other matches. Let me just make sure I don't have a puzzle yet. No. But yeah, I just go through every game for maybe 5 minutes. I don't even know if it's that long, but I just go over for a little bit, then I go to the next one. But yeah, that's the actual line. I went h3 though. They go bishop to d7, a mistake. And I called it. I said this is +1. I said that too. This is +1. and it's exactly +1. I mean, basically +1. It's 0.96. You'd round that to 1. This is just showing the first decimal. What's your rating? Man, the knight's there, and random appreciate those likes. They move their bishop here to e7, castle, up here to h6, rook e1, and move their queen here. Another mistake. I have a miss here. If you go b4, this is completely winning. I don't know how this way is winning, honestly. And to me, it's easier to do it with the queens off the board because the bishop's good, but they don't do that. They don't take the queen anyways, and my mistake is forgiven. They move their knight over. I drop back. QD1 was better. I said that too after. I was like, well, I think I should have just went here in the first place versus queen c2. I realized it during the game, but not before I made the move. Taking the bishop's a mistake. Honestly, I should have went queen d1, and I saw qd1. I just thought it would be better to get rid of this so there's no attacker and the rook can slide over. But I'm guessing that whole plan just doesn't make as much sense as what I should do. And now, see, I lose my advantage. I was plus 1.8, I think it's at 1.6, something like that. And it's a rook here, and it's just back to 0.4. 2265. What's your classical? Yeah, their knight's going to drop back. I go queen here to b3, and now I'm missing queen d1, and I said it too, and I never played it. I thought it was good because you can rotate your queen all the way over. Is that why it's good? Let's see, up here. No, it's not. Yeah, you do rotate the queen. They're not here, but stopping the square short. And I saw the idea, and I just never played it. I never convinced myself. b4 here is winning, apparently. Again, I'm just missing the winning idea. So my accuracy, it's not lower because I played bad, necessarily. It's because I didn't play good enough. Like, I could have won the game quicker is what the computer's saying. Okay, that's a pretty cool peek. Dwayne Johnson? No way. But their knight's going to drop back there to d6. I go up to c4. And now, yeah, this is the better move. I considered this for a second. This is a miss. Now you're supposed to go c5. It's easier to see it. Oh, bishop here also wins this. Look, I saw queen over, and now that's free. And then for those who don't see this, if they take, you can take the knight, which is why the tactic works. And here instead, now you win, and then checkmate. All right. So that's game number 2. A fun game, but we have some more to play here. We're going to d4 again. Alright, I guess we'll play the Queen's Gambit. I will play the Queen's Gambit. We're trying to learn. Let's go knight here to f3. They go for the center. I'm going to take this time. I'm going to take. Let's see. We're going to practice all the ways to do it. Some games I've left it. I'm going to play it this way and go knight c3. And then just go for a Catalan. Up and then here. And we can go up and then castle. Only thing I'll say, before next time, I need to go bishop g5 and take the knight. That's the only thing I'll say about this. Alright, that queen is going to slide. Honestly, I may sack the pawn. Let's go here. Take. Rook over. Queen back. Take. I like that. I don't think they'll do it, but let's see if they do it. Maybe they do. I would like to try and get that counter. They don't go for it. Alright. Queen is going to slide up. R for the queen exchange. And I want to go H. Oh, they're fine with the queen trade. Taking the knight in. I also am fine with the queen trade, though. And we're going up here to A3. Stopping this. And now I like the knight jumping. My bishop's just so bad. It doesn't do anything right here. It's just sitting on D2. I like H3 back up. And then just knight jumping in. I sparked your interest in chess? Man, that's really kind of... I'm glad. I hope you start to play more. Or just got you back into it. I go up here to C5. Taking, I don't think makes sense. Letting them sit here, I think it looks worse than it is. But this might win something. No, they can move their bishop back. But it is still a good move to get this initiative. I don't want their knight to sit there. I might get the isolated pawn in the center with them. Because if their knight gets to C5, they take. Because my knight's hanging there. Oh, this is not hanging. What am I talking? This is not hanging. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, and they go over here to guard this. H3. H3. And if they go back, I'll be able to win the pawn. I imagine they're going to go here or here, though. Yeah, they're not. Oh, you could still win the pawn now. Oh, but if you go here now, they go back. I mean, sure, maybe they mess up, and it's not like it's a bad thing. Because I'm just gaining more space. And we're going to castle next turn. If they could go bishop in, I wouldn't have done that, but the knight's guarding. I guess, because if you take, they have something guarding it, so F3? And maybe king F2 instead of castling, because then my king is more active in the game. And I want to go here, then here probably, and then there. So that's even better to go here and then rook over. Now bishop F1's an option to contest the diagonal. Yeah, there. And then here. Yeah. My knight doesn't have an escape square, though, if they get F6 in. So F4 has to be played for that reason. And just to guard this. This is so weak, though. That's another problem. Up. I don't love. They slide their rook over. We're going to bring our rook over. And they slide back. And then do I go knight there after? But then they can move their bishop in. So that's why I really like my bishop sliding. Bishop slides, and then bishop slides here. And I would like to trade off the light square bishops, because my bishop is not doing anything at all useful for me. And theirs is clearly active, so I want to get rid of that. Going here. They drop their knight back. They want to put pressure. We can move our bishop in. And then they could go rook in. The other rook could slide over. And eventually I could go F4, F5. But I think before that I want to at least get my bishop here. Whether it's a traitor they move out the way, we'll see. But I think I want to do that at least first. Take. And then here. And then here. Oh, I messed. I can go 92. I did mess up, though. Oh, they don't go for it. I think I could have immediately gone here. Alright. They give me a second chance almost, because I do believe I messed up a slight bit. So F4 or A4 is the question. The problem is they both kind of allow them to do something. So which is better? Maybe an A4, because knight in I'm underprepared. I'd have to go rook here first. But after rook here, they could get their knight in, which is the problem. I think this is a more immediate issue. To stop B5. I need to get rook over F4, F5. Maybe not F5, but I need to... I guess I do have to go there. But they're not even going for that plan. Okay, they're doing something completely different. I'm not sure what they're doing. They're trying to go for this. I think they should have went after my pawn there, honestly. It's not that strong. They probably could have won it, but they don't go for that there. Let's slide our rook over now. Their king slides over. Okay. Well, that seems like an invitation to double up on the file here. Also, knight here. I could go for a double attack. We go for this attack and then up. Or do I go up here immediately? Because I guess up here. Well, but they can always bring a second defender. If they wanted to bring a second defender. And then here the knight can sit. There's no other piece that can attack it. So rook up then? Rook up. But they can always bring... So maybe rook here, setting up a double attack. I think there has to be something on the file. I'm going to go for the file. There should be something. And it's not doing anything. This rook's only guarding this, which is not going to be attacked by a light square bishop, as they don't have one on the board. Alright, their knight is jumping. Oh, they're going knight here. I see what they did way too late. I mean, this is, I guess... I don't know how good it is. Because this is not even free. I'll go for my counterattack still. Rook over, and then we have a game. Because they can't guard it. I think to go rook up too. But then it's interesting because they're on the same... yeah, they slide over. Which now this is weak. Here now could be an option. Knight here, honestly. Here is really nice. Because we're sitting in. I need a knight to f5, but that's not realistic. That's not going to happen. Here instead, though, maybe looking at this and still putting pressure. But now they can move their bishop back, and they might drop this in the center. But rook c2 at the end, the knight still slides in. They are all in on this idea. Maybe they're not wrong to be. Maybe they're not wrong to be, but I'm going to move my bishop back to c1. Bishop c1. It guards this, and it gets out the way so the rook doesn't have to slide and get off the file if I were to take here first. I mean, maybe I was supposed to do it the other way, but even if I don't win that pawn now, I'd rather do this. Like, I don't want to have such a weird structure. I still prefer my position without winning on d5 immediately, but that could be a mistake. We'll see in the evaluation bar. I always have g4 though, so I can win the pawn whenever I want to at this point. Even if I the rook over, one of their defenders is easily kicked out, and they actually have to go back or back. Yeah, they slide over. So they kind of agree in a way, or they wouldn't have done that. But now I am going to win the pawn. I'm going to see if this is winning. We're going to go up here to g5, and they can't. It looks like they can move back and take this, but cause you have to take with this knights. Because if you take with this knight, then they can take that pawn. But now, this is guarded still. And there's no discovered check, which I still don't think it would do anything. But, oh, I had just realized what they're doing. Yeah, this actually guards the bishop too. Did not realize that at first. That's pretty clever. Knight g8. I mean, it can't be a good thing that you have to go knight g8. And you're also threatening knight c7, but it is clever. I missed that. And they move their bishop out the way anyways, so I have to be guarded. Makes a lot of sense. Do I go for the endgame is the question. Do I go for the endgame? I don't see why I wouldn't. Just trade down. Yeah. Okay. But this is a win, technically. But I can still lose this game easily. So I have to be careful. Oh, is there a knight? Oh, it's almost trapped. Their knight's almost trapped, but it's not trapped. They have one square. And that one square actually attacks it. So do I want to do that? Well, yeah, because you hear they go knight a5. Then the knight could get there, but that's not that good. My king, I'd want to have it slide over. So king here, but you can't both get this, and like they'll see that happening, I'm sure. I have to make a decision. Knight back or knight up or pawn up. Pawn up I don't really like because knight slides in, and then this is weak, so probably king over instead. And if they move their knight, we'll trade. And these are on light squares, and their knight can't take anything right now. So let's just go here. And then king here. So yeah, trade one set of knights off. And then the king is going to get this strong positioning. Here in the center, we have pawn. These are on light squares. And remember, it is the same colored bishop. So you can trade off everything if I needed to. Knight here feels like a good idea. Oh, wait, no. Knight in is going to be an issue. Okay, let's go here then. Stopping a knight in here, so now my king can move to e5, d4, without worrying about the knight jumping in. I want to move my knight, but knight here, knight here. That's the one thing, loose pawns right now. But if I can get this to an endgame with just the kings, it's completely winning. But I have 2 minutes left, not a whole lot of time left. I want to slide over king towards the center. Okay, force another set of trades. I wonder, could they have... No, they couldn't have one f5. I could have en passant it. Okay, take. Now this should be relatively easy. It would have been a lot harder without with the knights on the board, but this shouldn't be that difficult. If they don't go bishop there, I just move my bishop here. I can't imagine they don't go bishop up, though. Like, there's no way they don't do that. Alright, let's just go here. Center field for a second until I work out exactly how I want to do this. But we have this extra pawn here in the center. In some way, I'm trying to zigzag them. Because I want to just have my... Okay, let's go up. My bishop here. And then it's pretty simple if my bishop is on the F diagonal. Hard to explain why. Like, in my head, that's where I need to go. Alright, then up. I can't trade every pawn off because then they can sack for the last one. But trading that there. Okay, now here. Oh, wait, no. I have to watch out for... So what if I go king back, up, check. Oh, I need to go here. Well, I see the idea. I think they can't go king. Yeah, that's the problem. They can't go king up because I have check winning the bishop. That's why you can just push. Okay. And that's why they don't do it. Check. They can't go over, which is what they know. They know they can't do that. Yeah. And then now here. And now king e4. And they avoid that again because they just can't do it. If you go up the king moves here, how exactly is this a win? This should be a win. Maybe because I can just move my king over here, and they can't push their king forward at all, which is maybe the issue. And I just go for this something? Yeah, it's probably that. Because I don't think you can win in the center. And the king can't go. It's too many diagonal controls here. Oh my god. No way. Wow. I let them out. And now I have to draw the game. Oh my god. That should have been a win. I don't know how you win that though. Like I thought it'd be easy, but it felt like a pretty good... Oh, no, we had a horrible game. Yeah, we both had a very bad game. I want to go straight to that part of it. Because the rest... this is a win. Okay, it's only +5 here. Back. You're supposed to push here. Why are you supposed to push here? King up. How do you win this, though? And you drop all the way back. Oh, you keep the opposition. And then if they go back now, you go king up. Here. That's more complex than I gave it credit for. And the bishop stuck. Yeah, the bishop stuck there. I see. What's going on, Jasmine? I see you there on Twitch now. But yeah, the idea... The rest of the game, I think, went okay. Because it says the accuracy was alright for the opening and for the mid game, and then the end game was horrible. So I guess that draws a fair result because we both played pretty bad. Why does this not work though? I mean, why does this work? Now, what did I mess up? Because I feel like what I did wasn't losing still. And this is not losing. Oh, it is now. So bishop here to E. Yeah, that makes way more sense. That was what I was running into trouble. I was like, well, if I need to be able to push the pawn. Now they can't take. Because they take, you can push now. Yeah. I just chose the wrong square. How did I miss C7? Oh, well. I missed C7, and it's a draw because I repeat. And in my mind, because I didn't see that, anything else is kind of just a loss. Like, if you go, maybe not a loss, but kind of, yeah, they take this. And now, this is still winning. Oh, my God. This is a completely good game. All right, this is a good lesson to learn. Good to learn now versus over the board. I still would rather have to not learn it so I could have won the game. But yeah, what I need to learn and what everyone should pick up, what we need to do instead of what I did is just push the pawn and realize Because I saw this, right? Wait, here. I saw this. But I saw king here. I'm like, well, you can never force the promotion. I just missed up. And then they have no moves. They zigzwang, which I was trying to get. But I had it there with that one move there to e6. Alright, let's go to this next game. Because king up just stops it. And then here, yeah. Tough, tough, tough. I miss it. That's stopping the bishop so much. But we are 1.5 for 3 to start. We'll go to this next game. We don't win or lose any points there. The song, let's see. The song is maybe, it's Super Lo-Fi World playlist. It's the 1 hour long one. I think they'll have 1 hour wrong, but Super Lo-Fi World is the username. Man, that was, I knew that was winning. I just could not win it. But the Knights want to go forward. New game. And they play it the right way, the Queen's Gambit. Moving their bishop up first. C6. Do they take the knight is the question. I know h6 attacking their bishop. Do they take? Yeah, they do take. And we have an easy fianchetto spot here. I think you have to take. And then here. And then the knight can jump towards f6. A5, stopping this. We don't want them to get b4 in and get a complete domination on queenside space. But the knight's going to come here and then go here to contest the knight that's in the center of the board, like that. And then queen can slide over, looking to attack on b2 and there. But c5 would stop that. So I'm just going to castle for safety. Yeah, now if you take, they take that, threatening checkmate. Can they through? They can still, I'll say they can still threaten mate actually. Yeah. And now queen in. And then up, stopping the mate idea. They're looking to sack their knight. I don't know if the knight sack works. Back, takes, queen takes, and then queen up, yeah. I don't think a knight sacrifice is going to do it. But I will say my light square bishop is not that good. Not that good of a piece right now. So it is corralling that still, yeah, and they push. Well, is that good, though? Okay, let's go here with the queen. Offering the exchange. They go for the queen trade. Okay, another early endgame. What? I'll take this way. So I keep the forever pressure on this isolated pawn. That's got to be a good thing. I mean, that has to be a good thing. Alright, now f5 would be my immediate move, but then that's free. Man, that's very annoying. Because if you could get f5, I think it's winning. But then the knight just takes it. So now they're setting this up. And you can't stop it. So here, up, take, rook take. Could I give it initiative with the pawn first? And then I guess there's nothing to take there anymore. Man, that's so annoying though. Because if you could play this, this is amazing. I mean, they have that weakness. Or if you play f6, I mean, anything but the position. But obviously I can't change it. So bishop here to e6 then. We're ready for that. They go for a different type of attack though. Alright, let's take here. They want to go straight to the end game. So do I take or not take is the question. I mean, now I'm considering just going king h7. And then maybe f5. They might allow me to defend this here. What's going on, Kelsey? How are you doing? Yeah, king here to h7. Doesn't drop anything, no. The rook's guarding that rook there in the corner. It's too late now if I missed it, but that is what's guarding that. And they're looking to take here. Ah, so that's their idea. Well, now, oh, you still can't go f6 because this is free. Well, I want to play f5, but this is going to be taken for free. Take, and then knight slides back. So now I feel compelled to capture that. Which is what they're trying to get because they know that d4 is such a weakness. Take. Bishop. But they'll have so many advanced pawns. They have way more space than I do. Way more space. So do I f5 would be such a good move? What if I take the knight, they take? I guess they could get in b6, but they can't break in all the way. It's not possible. Is that once the pawn is cemented, there are no more pawn breaks. So fine. I guess I'll just take the knight, because their knight's too powerful. They'll take back, and then I can go like king g7 or something. I don't think I can take the rook, because it's a light square. Oh, it is on a light square. That is kind of an issue. That's kind of annoying. If you take, the bishop captures. They may be winning, and I did not feel like it until now. Because you can't remove d4, you can't play f6, or you drop on g6. Can you go bishop f5 and give up the... Maybe you can. They take, you take the knight. You take check, no. You'd lose material that way too. Man, very good play. I did not see this come. I saw it coming, but I didn't think it was winning though. Because now they get down. And this wouldn't be that bad. But eventually, you're going to have to guard. I guess you go bishop c8 though. Alright, I just want to take this. And now here. Or here. Rook is going to slide in either way, I guess. Oh no, their rook can't slide in. So if I take, they take. But there's no way they're going to get the A file if I capture. That's also what they're thinking. So they're also, it might just be a standoff. Let's slide our king over. Let's throw it back to their side and just move our king here. Getting closer. Watch out for a sack if the rook ever gets in, because then you'd have to take and then that would fall. But they can't do that yet. Also, maybe I need to get my king here. That could be the play. Yeah, I might just go like rook. They capture, capture. You have to take that back, I'm sure, instead of letting them get a passer. I was looking at this too, because they can just go bishop to, what is that? To b7 if you are sloppy with this. Capture, and now if you go here, they have this, which is losing. What if I play this though? Instead. Oh, then they can bring their rook down. Ah, I get it, I get it. This is why they're doing so good. Now can we try f5? Or f6? So we go f6. And the point of that, I think, is to try and counterattack. Because I don't know how I can guard this long term. Once they're, if I move rook over, rook down, I guess that'd be fine. But how do you, I couldn't guard this pawn ever is the issue. But I'd be counterattacking. And I have to decide, is the counterattack worth it? Because you can never defend this with the rook. That's the problem. Unless you're on the 7th rank. But rook here, they could go rook down. I guess here, I guess they're too slow though. Okay, let's try. They might be too slow and I might be overestimating it. And my king does have the ability to move. So I can go king here. I'm 3 squares away. So if I can tie them in correctly, okay, you see they get their rook involved. I'm gonna go rook down, honestly. Rook down. Cutting their king off. And they still can't go there. If I get my king here, I like my position. Alright, they go for it with theirs. Okay. I feel like it's time to counterattack. I think defending too much, I'll probably lose. Counterattack, so they can't move their king yet. Now we try. And they move their bishop for the trade. I mean, at this point, do I accept the trade or do I keep pressing? Because I have the better rook. And that seems like that'd be worth something. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I'll trade. Oh, now they can go there. Wait, oh, I should have traded. That's the whole point of what I'm doing, is that they can't go king there. Now they can go there. Maybe I just trade to an endgame instead. But they still kind of forced it here. But now this is not the same. This is not exactly the same. We're going to go here. I think they're right. If they were to take that, it may be winning. Because this is easier to get to than this by king. I do have to be careful if they get their bishop in. Like here, here, here. But obviously right now, not that much of a possibility. Now I could go up. But then my king can never move forward. So here instead. And worst case scenario, we just drop back. And you see they move their king forward. Alright. And you can't go king up because of check. Take. They essentially don't have a bishop right now, so there should be something. Check. And then here. But they could just draw the game, I think, is the problem. I can totally dominate their bishop with this move. As it's trapped, basically. Hold on, that could be an idea. Their bishops, oh, they could go here. They can't guard this now. The question is it worth? Because they could win the g-pawn, right? Which I'm trying to... I could always sack my bishop. So here, they go up. Take, take, take. I can still always sack my bishop for that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think 2 pawns and their king's too far. They shouldn't be able to... They're going to go up. I could even sack it like instantly almost. Take here. And then here. Their king's kind of far. And then up. I think you can... Maybe not. Up. There probably was a way, and I didn't. I messed it up. Here. Yeah, now it's a draw. Their king. It's probably I'm not supposed to push this pawn up. Yeah, but now how do you guard that? Maybe that just was a, maybe it's a draw the whole time, and this is just a drawing line in it. And we go up here. Then they can always sack. I think it's just a draw. Yeah, let's see the game review on that one. Let's see. It says 90.4% from them and 90.8% from me. So I'm guessing it probably was just a draw. At the end. Oh, hopefully. I hope it was. Okay, it's slightly better. No. Oh my god. It's winning. If you go king here instead, why is this a win? Oh, do I just go for it too soon? Yeah, I do go for it way too soon. Because I could have just kept it there. Up. That. Yeah, and now their weight, that's what it is. Their king's too far this way. If they go king here, yes, I see. Okay. That is unfortunate. That was a win, too. That was a win. We did it. We had a good conversion. This is good. I just do it wrong. So now could you even go back, or is this... No, you have to do it immediately. Okay. So immediately just king here. That's the only move. No. You can make any king move and it's winning. You just can't move the bishop. Anything but a bishop move is winning still. This is still winning. No. It said this is still winning though. It's +5 it's saying. +3 it's saying. Alright. I thought that if you sacked instantly... I don't know. I just assumed if I let them get too coordinated, they can get and stop. Because this is a passer. Yeah, just misjudged that, though. Yeah, take. This is now just a draw. So there was never anything with the 2 pawns. I feel better about that one. I'm missing that part, and I'm not. Because this is a draw. But I just missed that you could move the pawn, king here to d4. The rest of the game, not as interesting. We can go through that, too, though. Appreciate that. Appreciate those likes there, C-May. Let's see. The rest of the game, pretty boring. Like, it looks like there's something early on, but you just go up guarding. Advice for beginners, I'd say play as much long chess as you can and do tactics. That's what I do, and it's been working for me. You're not supposed to take this, actually. That's pretty much everything I do when I'm training or practicing. Take. Man. Okay, right there. And this is a win. And we just make the wrong move. Alright, let's go to this next game. No need to torture myself any longer looking at that. Let's see if we can get a win after those draws. Much appreciated, Aaron. And then C-May for those likes there. Closing in on 2,000. Alright, this was the next game. D4. I think I played the Queen's Gambit last game. So we're going to go here for Bishop F4. E3. Knight forward here. I will say, as frustrating as it is, these are some good endgames to know how to win, these last two. Like that I know now. I guess there's a general rule not to go down too soon. I don't know what they're playing. They're confusing me. But I know not to go down too soon. And then from the other endgame I know. The idea is to push the pawn, allowing the king to get an opposition, and just getting a zugzwang with the bishop. So pretty useful draws, I'll say. We can go up here. I think c4, c3. C3 and then bishop here. And I appreciate all those likes on TikTok we're getting. Knight here. No, what am I talking about? No, not knight there. It looks like they have such a bad position. But it's not that bad, I guess. I don't know what to do. Like, it's so many options. I don't know what option to take. Like, is it c4? I imagine you have to take space when they have done this. Going for the diamond's a little too passive. But they are also playing aggressive here on the king side. Gotta be careful not to get trapped. See, our bishop's just sitting here. Was I supposed to go h4 or something? I don't know. But they do have all their pawns on the king side there. It feels like their king should be weak because of that, though. Like, it's a trade-off. It's ways to get in, but I'm sure they've played this before. Alright, bishop b3 next, and then queen c2. Looking to get on the light squares, as that's the one clear weakness they've created in this opening. What's going on, Jose? How you doing, man? Yeah, oh, I do stream every day, Kelsey. Sorry, I see that was sent a while ago, my fault. But I do stream almost every day, not every day. Alright, knight's gonna slide. Okay, a3. Or queen here. Oh, now they can push up. Okay, let's do this then. Here, attacking the knight. And we're trying to open the center up. Because they just get that, they get a huge attack. I need to counterattack. Even though this looks a little bit weird. And it does feel weird the way we're doing this. But I think here, attacking knight, attacking pawn. They slide in the center. Okay, let's capture the knight. And now taking this, I think, helps them out. I don't think... Oh, let me make sure I don't have a puzzle. No puzzle. Taking that, I think, helps them out. Because they just get the queen trade. I don't want to help them. That's not my intent at all. Bishop in. If they take, you have this discovered. Do they fall for it? I don't think they'll fall for it, because they're taking a step here. They're not moving instantly. If you do take, it's bishop here. We're trying to take advantage of their light square weaknesses. And they slide their queen up, not all the way, but almost there. Alright, now we have this idea for a check. But I mean, if you give this check, I mean, what's thereafter, you know? Okay, knights want to jump forward. But then, now they can push up. So do I mess up their castle? They move their king up. But there's no follow-up that I can see. So bring our knight forward first. I guess it is allowing this, but I don't know how else to go about that. Setting up a5 potentially. Or b5 potentially, I mean. Knight in also is nice, but they have this queen in move, which I don't like. But I may just move my king. That could be the answer to this. I just move my king out the way. Oh, but then that's weak. But castling doesn't feel right. If they get too many pawns down, my king is way too open. Check. Their bishop slides in. Check. I want to play this, but queen here makes it feel like it's not that good of a move. Castling doesn't feel like a good move because of this, right? And you can't really, like, how do you stop that? So e4, but then the knight can't go there. So maybe a3 then. We could try a3. But then we run into f5 still. But I want to keep playing that aggressive. They could, but I can't allow. Yeah, now this doesn't have as much sting because they're guarding this. They've realized what I was trying to do, and they somehow got out of this pretty healthy. Alright, let's give the check. Stop the castle at least. But with the king in the center of the board, you would think it's a huge issue. Does not feel like one. It does not feel like they are treating it as one. The knight's going to go here attacking, and then maybe you could go in, and sack the pawn. Maybe a queenside castle would be helpful here. That's another option. Queenside castle. We can drop the bishop back here to c2 probably. And then queen up, and then we castle to get the rook on the file. I still don't want to castle this way. They have 4 pawns that seem very active, and they can appreciate these likes. I'm doing alright, Jose. Having a pretty good day. How are you doing today? They had time. They're up 2 minutes. This is such a weird game. I don't know what's happening. They go for the counterattack. I mean, can I castle anywhere? They're going continuous attacks. And their king's just in the center. Do I go up with my pawn as well? It feels like I should, honestly. This is not weak. It's weak, but it's not free yet. We have queen d2. And they go for this attack. Alright. Now the question of the day. Do I go here? Or do I go bishop b3 guarding? Bishop b3 makes a little more sense, because I'm not committing to anything yet. And it still has enough defense. Now do you need to guard this knight? So rook c1. Man. Feels like there's missed opportunities here somewhere. Knight sliding and attacking the queen. They have to slide all the way over. But it's just too slow. Like, it's just not quick enough. It's just not quick enough. Alright. Queen up. Or queen here. I need to get a rook on this, in this area. Okay, knight's going to slide in. They go over. Pawn forward. Take. Yeah, you can't do anything. I need a rook here for sure if I want to go for a sacrifice. But they also have c5. And they're looking to bring their knight here and here. So maybe just here to stop the knight from going there, if anything. Now the knight can't go there. Now after that, don't know, because now this is a little weak. Go up. And then maybe rook here to d1. Because maybe my king in the center is also as safe as it can be. Because they have pawns everywhere. And they're finally bringing their knight into the game. It was only a matter of time. Not their knight. They're pawn in the game to kick my knight out. Only a matter of time before that happened to get on this diagonal and clutter it up. There's no sack that I see, so just knight back. But that feels too passive. Now my bishop's weak and ineffective. I don't know how. All of these pawn movements, you would think it's not a good thing, but it's working amazingly. If you go up, they just push up. Then they have that pin as well. F4. Take, take. Wow, this is crazy. Here, they go, okay, maybe queen here. That's now weak. But that's just a one move attack, so it's not that good of an idea. They can just go rook over. And nowhere I can put my king feels safe. But their pawns are so aggressive, so forward. They have 3 on the 5th rank and 1 on the 4th rank. That's a lot of space compared to, yeah, they just go over. So that was a bad plan. That was a bad plan. Queen zigging this way, looking to get in somehow. Also, some of this is I have to make a move. 3 minutes to 6. Just have to go to some extent. But queen here, I don't think they'll let happen. They could also just push. And then move their knight in anyways. Attacking this, putting more pressure on this side of the board. Now it feels like a counterattack is needed, but the rook, because my king's in the center. Alright, I may just have to go for this, but then they have a5. Like, how do you guard your king in this type of environment is the question. Maybe we just go up. Just go up and try and reroute the bishop. And if they push, we live with it. And go f3 and go here. And bishop f2, and then we could try and castle. I should have done that before if that's the plan, though. Because now they can consider taking, which is what they're doing now. Whereas before they would have just immediately done that. And then I could have immediately done that back. But I just got the idea now, though. Yeah, I just got the idea. Otherwise, I would have... Oh! You can't take, because queen in. Wow, yeah, here queen slides in. And it's not guarded because I'm not castled. And then that's... Yeah, you just have to lose that. Okay, rook over then on the D file. Because you can't take back. Man, they are good. The opening did not give me the impression they were this good. But this is quite the opening. Also, I don't think I could have taken the pawn anyways. Because I think that's checkmate. So I may have missed something regardless of... I missed 2 things. Now we're going to castle. I mean, there's what else to do. And try and take... But I'm not loving the... 2 minutes left too. I kind of just have to go. Even if it's not right. I have to trust my initial calculation and go with that. Because I don't have enough time and they're just going to flag me at this point. But yeah, we've castled. Now, I will say, sacking this pawn, even though it was an accident, I'm kind of glad that ended up happening. I can't even say I did that because I did not do that intentionally. I was about to give up. They should have just taken and I would have given up checkmate. I did not see QXF2. Because if you... Oh, they make a move. Alright, I'm going to capture here. And this is not as bad as it was like just 2 moves ago. This is not that bad. I mean, it's not good. But people have defended, I'm sure, way worse positions. I'm certain of that. I want to take because if rook takes, you have to discover it, check, winning that. So take. And you could always get back to guard this in time. Because the queen can't take first, which is the issue. So I have to take with the rook, but then bishop g3, check. Now I'm up slightly. Yeah, I think taking was... The tactic was very nice, because I didn't see it at first. The problem that I'm seeing with it now is it just is... It gives up their biggest advantage, which is having so many pawns, so much of a space advantage, so much area controlled. They cashed in on something that's not worth it, basically. Like, the prize was not worth it. Taking the pawn on e4. Like, even if I don't win, they won't win because of the attack they had. When I'm sure they could have. They're going to take here, check. Oh, okay. Okay, I mean, you could take this. I guess. I guess. Yeah. Take, check. And then queen down. Oh, they go for the queen trade? Wow. Was not expecting that. Yeah, please. I would have loved the queen trade. Was not expecting a queen trade. Okay, this is winning. I'm pretty sure. Can I make it a win? Third time's a charm. We've drawn 2 winning games in a row. Can we get the third one? And they're making it easier. Like, they're just trading off. Which I don't think you're supposed to do, given the position. Okay, it's up. Okay. Here. I have a minute left. We're up 2 pawns. This is just a winning end game. I have 1 minute left. Can we convert? Their king's active. If I can trade their bishop off, this should be relatively easy. But that's the problem. How do you do that? How do you do that? King here. "42 seconds left." Oh, I get it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't have enough time, I don't think. Because I see their plan, but I can't stop it in time. Rook down. But I guess I have to make a move anyways. Yeah, allowing rook in, I think, takes away whatever winningness this position had. The rook's too active. And I have 20 seconds. Tough. I did defend decently, but this still should have been a win. The rook getting in. I wanted to go g3. I thought that was bad. It's worse to leave that, I've learned this game. They take it. I don't know if they should take... I mean, it might be winning, but now it's easier. I guess it's still not a... The point is it's a draw, though. And I have 20 seconds. Check. And then here. But I'm sure they want to get in quick enough. And then, yeah, this is just 15 seconds. I should have moved quicker once I realized what was happening. But it was hard because the attack, I was trying to stop it and still win it. But I should have just bailed out for maybe like a draw. I guess not even a draw. Just bailed out the position sooner instead of trying to defend it. A hard choice to make, though, when you're just winning. We're going to take here on a6. I think they can't stop that. And yeah, but 8 seconds left. Can I force a draw is the question. I mean, this honestly is a draw, I think. Rook over. Here. Oh, maybe they can just move all the way back. Yeah, it's not a draw. Now this is really just a draw. Oh my god, this is a draw. Oh no, no. King b5. They miss it though. They miss king b5. Yeah, and I lose on time. Tough. That was quite the game. We're not even gonna hold on to that one. The accuracies cannot be good. It says, yeah, 77. It's a question mark for every phase of the game there. What's going on, Saka? Did he play the... I don't know what the Von Kruji is, honestly. Maybe. But let's go through it. Here, I knew this was not good, but I don't know how to take advantage of it. E4. So when they play non-central, get the E-pawn in the center. Alright, good to know for next time. C4, drop back, and up. Now this is a mistake. I tried to get aggressive because there is a line in the London. It's not exactly this, but they instead, they go like is it F6? It's something. They get F6 after this though. Like, it's not exactly the same. But the idea is they get central play with F6 being played. And it suggests to counter strike with c4. So my idea was to instead counterattack this way. But it's not correct this way, though. But you need to counterattack going e4, controlling more central squares. And that is just for when they play a flank opening. We're going to drop back. Supposed to sacrifice, actually. And this is winning. Honestly, did not cross my mind. Taking that there. Or not seriously. Like, I saw it. But I was like, I didn't even calculate what would happen after. I just assumed that wouldn't be a good thing. Here. And then take. And then here. And then here. No. Yeah. I'm not seeing all that, unfortunately. Like, oh, bishop g3. Drop back. Take. Here. I am supposed to go here. And now queen take. Or knight in. This is just a difficult position. Like, knight c3 versus this. I think it would have been hard for me to play. Oh, maybe the problem is they can play up. So maybe it wouldn't be that hard to play. Yeah. Because now I see this bishop's just trapped. But in a quick glimpse, difficult to play. The nice one, I'm still winning this whole time. Did not feel like it at one time here. Check, back, yeah. And slowly you see the advantage go down here. Knight goes towards the center. Queen up, knight back c, just like that. Instead of what I did, I am supposed to castle. I thought it was just too much going on here, but apparently this is the best move. I need to not be afraid of this. Hard to do, I think, but that is what I had to do. Move their bishop here to b7. We go bishop here. Knight move, queen up. And knight, I have to sack a pawn. Like, this, what I have to find to win, I think is just a little difficult. Like, you have to sack on b. Like, I'm down a pawn right here. And I just have to castle, lose a pawn, and go into the attack. And I'm plus 0.6. That's a lot to ask of me, I think. Grandmasters are crazy, because Grandmasters would have found that. How, I don't know if I'll ever be able to find this. A sacrifice of material and going straight into the attack on the king side. That's what you need to find there instead of knight c3. Move their bishop. Queen over is losing. Over. Another mistake. And a castle again. Now it does make more sense because they don't have like f4 after. So I'm just playing Rated Ones online. Tomorrow I'll have, not tomorrow, next stream I will have a viewer tournament though. Viewer tournaments. When their king moves, now we castle finally. Move their rook up, take. It is winning. Oh, again. Alright, we take there. Instead I need to go d6. I thought of that for a short second, which you see I spent 18 seconds. But my main thought was like, well, I just win this. And when I mess up at the end game is I don't. This is still winning. Oh, this, I thought they could en passant. Oh, you could just go rook over or here. Oh, I guess you can't go rook over. No, you can. Yeah. I saw en passant. I was like, well, they keep the pawn there. But they don't if you just move the bishop and rook. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I missed that, though. And now it is a draw. And then it gets to a loss soon. Yeah. There's a low time, though. But the main thing here, I'd say, that I picked up is in this type of opening, you have to counter with e4. That's clearly the idea. So there's no f5. And now that's weak. I still don't get how this is fine, though. Because if you go here, oh, do you still sack? No. Now back. What if they go up? Oh, I guess that you can't go up now. Okay. So I picked that up in this game, going e4 versus letting them do that. Weird indeed, Gabby. That's the first thing we've learned. And the second thing, I'd say... Oops. What's happening? Okay, the second thing I'll say is here, probably. I need to get rid of... I didn't think getting rid of this is that important. I mean, I thought it was important, but like if I... Even the computer line of going up, I could have done that earlier, like king here. I don't know, they go here. Let's say they go there. Now you can go for this. No, you can't. This is free. Yeah, you can't. You can't do that, actually. But you're up 2 pawns. Maybe you can. But I saw g3. Maybe not in this exact position. But earlier on, opening, what does it say? It doesn't say. I don't see. Maybe it's here. Queen's pawn. It just says Queen's pawn opening, Horwitz defense. But yeah, the main issue is probably that e4, and then later in the game, keeping their pawn on the board for too long on h4, because it's this square. It's a piece that allows this rook to sit on g3, which is too good of a spot for their rook. All right, let's go to this next game here. Let's see if we can get back to 2160. All right, we're playing 2180. Have we played before? No. Play someone with a similar username though. But d4, d5, we get the black pieces this time. Honestly, kind of. This is when you're more comfortable with opening versus playing with the white, despite me picking the opening with white. Let's go bishop here to e7. Bishop f5. Yes, I keep forgetting to play bishop f5, and I'll go c6 and h6 quickly. Now we can force the exchange if they go up, which is what I want to do. They take, I take. Now they go up, but they move in. Oh no. Oh no, this is an issue. Well, maybe c6 is there for good reason. That's what I'll say. Maybe c6 is there for good reason. Is there any way out of this? I mean, like, not really. There's not really a way out of this. Bishop c8. They can still take in the center. That's an early disadvantage. So instead, I should have just done what I usually do, which is c6. But this can't be that winning with the queen there. I guess this is not like a blunder, is it? People play bishop f5 all the time. Maybe there's something I'm missing. So if you go c6, I guess queen takes, and then that's an issue. Knight d7. Maybe I need to... I really don't know. Going queen here, and that's just falling. Here, that's just falling. Yeah, this might just be... I have to go c6 instead, I think. So which pawn to lose then is the question. I think it makes more sense to lose the central pawn because you can't really lose the other one. Because then the rook's also hanging, which is an issue. Or I could go... No, I don't think it matters. Why is... I feel like I've played against this before and there's a way out of it. But I'm not remembering the way out of it. Maybe there's not a way out. c6 they take on b7. Bishop back they take in the center. And you just go to an endgame. Yeah, there's no way. Because if you go c6, take. Queen here, take. Back, take. Back, take. Yeah, there's no way out of this one, unfortunately. I didn't think that was that bad of a decision, though. You do this. But it must be. Like, I've played this before. I'm sure I've played this from white before. And I've never won with queen in. Maybe I just have to go knight here, queen takes, and like c6 and counterattack with rook. That must be the idea. But I guess if you go here, then they can take. That's the problem. And if you go c6 here, and the knight moves, they'll also take here, and then there, and you lose all 3 pawns there. That could be the issue with that. But I have to choose one of them. What is the easiest? I know what I want to do for the counterattack. I know I want to get my rook here. But I need to guard maybe here, and then I play defense here. But the problem is if you go here, they don't have to take this. That's what I want them to take, is the b pawn. But they could just take the central pawn. So then it's like I go bishop e6 then, if that's my plan. And then here. But then if you move your knight, then that's hanging again with the knight taking. Because the knight is cutting off the defense. That's the issue. If I could just give this up and the queen take, I'd live with that. And if I could go here, rook over, I'd also live with that. But you can't do either of those things, really. What is the best way? What's the best way? Here, up, here. That could be it. But then again, they could now just do it that way and not win the pawn here. Which is what I want them to do. Oh, and this. Yeah, that's also losing my queen. So maybe I just go knight here. Takes. But I can't lose that. Knight here. Takes. And you can't go knight there, setting up the idea, because it's too weak. And then here, you can't go up. And then if you go here, 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 take, over, take. I guess this is... It doesn't matter that much between the options. Let's go for this option then. Knight here. Because I think whatever you do, you lose it. At least this way, I can try and counter. But maybe they win 2 pawns, though. Okay, maybe they win 2 pawns this way. But we still get rook b8 as a counter, maybe. But they could just go b3. Do they take with the knight or take with the queen is the question. And we have no, you can't go c6. I guess if they take this, you just have to go rook here. But no, I need them to take this, though. So I need to drop 2 pawns for the counterattack. Because they won't be able... Yeah, if they take this first, they could just take with the queen, and then the whole attack is kind of done. Like, if they take with the queen first, I don't think it works. Okay, take with the knight first, which I think is more human. Which is kind of why I expected them to take with the knight. It makes more sense. We're going to go here. And then take. And then take. And then take. They're going to go rook here, looking to try and take that back at the end of the line. That could be okay. Still not ideal to be down a pawn on move 9, but I think I like this plan a little bit more than the previous. They could push, but then that's free, so they can't push. The one thing they don't have... Oh, they could just go bishop here. I missed bishop c4, and that, yeah, that does in most of this with that move. Yep. Here takes. Alright, let's just castle then. And if you take the other way, you lose another pawn. Here, this is still dropping. So the idea is maybe they get too greedy. I hope they do. But they have to guard this first. They can't even get greedy if they wanted to get greedy. They can't, because I had that main idea. Too good of an attack. Or not even good. Too much of an attack, and I can't disguise it anymore. So we're down that pawn. This is isolated as well. Their knight can slide in, we could take, but they're not going to do that. I still want to leave this free, though. So I just want to go up here. And if they don't take it now, then they'll just have to play chess regularly. And they don't take it. Yeah, they don't want to take that. They've probably figured out I wouldn't just leave that there. Let's go here, trying to win the knight. But I think they can move knight in or go knight here. And both of those would fix the issue. Maybe they slip up. The other thing is, this is so weak. Is this even... I don't know. We're down on time there. London system. I love the London system. I do. I love the London. I play that pretty much exclusively. I'm trying to learn the Queen's Gambit, but the London is where my heart is right now. And then appreciate all the likes there. On TikTok, closing in on 2.5 thousand. But the knight can go here to b6, and then knight there, and then. But if they push up, we can go here on f4. We have knight squares. We can't trade the queens. That's the main thing. We cannot trade. If we trade queens, it's over. It's probably already over, as they have an extra pawn and I have a weakness. If this pawn was here on f7, I honestly, if I want to be down, I'd rather have the file. But for the computer, this might be easier to play. But I'd rather have this extra weakness too. They could also just push. They push this way. Now you can't take. Wait. Oh, I see. Because if you take this, then the rook slides over. That is unnecessary. They could have done that differently. They're rubbing it in. We can go rook here to guard, but then they can take this. Take rook here. Queen down. They can even go rook takes e6. And then, I mean, that's probably still better though. Honestly, here, down, rook takes e6, queen takes, pawn takes, and then they have double pawns at least. Doubled and isolated. I mean, that's better than what I have now, so sure. Let's do this. And then rook here, and then queen here. And then rook takes e6, because you can't take, or they take, but these are doubled isolated pawns, so they're not the easiest thing to guard. Now the problem is, I want to go king f7, but you can't. I could, if I trade rooks, it's not that bad. If I trade rooks, it is really not that bad. I could even, no, I could go king f7. My hesitancy with it is at 95, but I think any endgame is still a draw now because this counts for one pawn. They can't act together unless they took both of these somehow. But it's probably back to close to a draw. The issue is if you push up playing too slow, they can slide over. So they're going to go king here. Yeah, 90. I'm going to have to trust it because I spent 5 minutes on one move, so I've not used my time the best. I kind of have to trust the weak calculation. I think any endgame's a draw with king here to f7. If this is wrong, I'll lose. But I'll lose if I take too long. I can't take longer than 2.5 minutes. We took 37's honestly too long given how much time I have left. But I want to go here. I think this is the best bad option. Like, none of them are good options because we lost that pawn on move 8. I could have went knight d7 in like 10 seconds too. And I was trying to figure out a way to get out of it, but there was no way out of it. So bishop f5. I'll either take that out of my repertoire or learn how to play it correctly. And then Mary, appreciate those likes on TikTok, closing in on 2.5 thousand. And then NO, I am just today playing rated games online. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but next stream we'll have a viewer tournaments all the time. So you can vote on the time controls there as well. They drop back. Kind of realizing their mistake, I guess. Here, I would love to do that. Yeah, and then you'd have to take with the king. Oh yeah, trade, please, please. And then here. And this is just too weak. Like, I don't think this is winning. If it's winning, I can't calculate. Rook over. These are just not pawns. Like, they're just sitting ducks, waiting for my rooks to attack them. Alright, c6. Getting out the way. But they can never stage an attack on the queen side. Should I have gone king up? Maybe I could have. I didn't think that was a long-term solution, though. I think you just have to sit and play this uncomfortable position. We're going for the counter, which they could just let me take, and they could go rook over. So I'm not going to take that. I think it's more of a bluff to go back here to d5, unless they do something insane. Like, and anything they do, they always have access to the d file after. Once I just take that pawn there, which I'm not going to take. We're going rook down, and I guess rook back, and then rook down. This is now a winning endgame for them if we trade the rooks off, because you can never break. Right, that's the problem. Peak elo? I think 2169. Yeah, rook's here. Maybe I could have went, because if you go king e6, I'm like, after g4, maybe I could have went g6. I guess that might have been better. I didn't think that was holding either. But, cause like, I could do the same thing with here, is my thought. And this way, it's easier. They can never push g5. But that could have been wrong, though, obviously. But the rook's here. You have to stay on the file. A lesson we learned from the first loss today. They don't... Okay, they guard that. Really? I wouldn't have guarded that. There's really no need. They might just slide back, though. Yeah. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Oh, why did I go there? I could have just went to d4 in the first place. Yeah. Not smart. I could have done that in the first place. We're going to move up here, stopping g4. And we were trying to get our rook here to f4. Rook f4. They go over, and they slide up, attacking. Well, now since they have access to this already, here, A minute 32 left. We're down 2 minutes on the dot. Gotta be careful. If you drop this down, they would have pushed to e6. We're at least poking in the right spots. Okay. They go. Check. Wait, no, we're in it. Check. They slide. You take here. You take here. Hold on. We're back alive. And we're up a pawn now. Capture. We're up another pawn. This is falling. Oh, okay, we defend it. We defend it. We defend it. They slide over. But you can take this, though. Because there are 2 rooks. And we're up 3 pawns. The attack has stopped completely now. So I don't know how I held that. I don't know how. I held that attack. Somehow. We'll take it. Yo, that's 1,010 subscribers. Did I just gain 10 randomly? Yo, shout out to those who just subbed up. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. That's say 1,010. Thank you all. Thank you all. Let's see the review. I had an 88.2% accuracy. So I played basically perfect since I messed up, I assume. Let's see if my ideas were right. Let's first look at where I messed up horribly. Yeah. You just can't go bishop f5. Move 6, I blunder. They take it and go queen here to b3. I'll take it. I'll take it. Appreciate all the I see a couple kind words. Shout out you guys. Aaron, Kaizen, Tyler, and then Aiden. Appreciate you guys. But I didn't want to go to the end yet. 36 moves felt like a lot more. But yeah, for those who don't get it, the point is whatever you do, this or this is falling. What is the better move? That's what I want to know. Instead of bishop f5. Wait, I'm looking at the wrong spot. L is castle instead, yeah. So just castle, and then I have to allow this. Every game, I'm like, oh, I missed bishop f5, and I finally remember to do it, and now I know it's a mistake. So I've been doing the right thing the whole time, and what I want it to do is the wrong thing, which is not this. I just always move too fast, because I'm usually playing bullet or blitz, and I forgot that I want to play that. Yeah, knight d7, after 5 minutes, the wrong move. You're supposed to castle, and then just drop this in the center. My idea, if I can show it, what was my idea? I was trying to get like this, and then obviously this is free, but this is why I didn't play it. I wanted to get this type of counterattack, right? And again, this is obviously free, so ignore this part. I couldn't get it to work, but this is where my mind was at, just taking on b1, b2, and trying to attack on the second rank. But yeah, that did not work. So I was trying to do this then, in hopes they took with the queen, to then go here. This is actually fine with c5. But yeah, I wanted this counter. But I realized soon that they could simply take with the knight and then bishop c4, which is actually not a good move. It's the third best. I thought this was like completely winning. Only plus 1.3 feels not that crazy, given the position. It feels like it should be more, honestly. But if you take this way, you lose another pawn. And this one is not a fun sacrifice, like sacrificing on b7. You get the file. This way is just losing. Like, there's no justification for this. If you're in check too. If you weren't in check, like let's say this couldn't happen. But for example, here, now it's maybe you can go rook here or c5 or something. This probably doesn't work. Yeah, they can go here. You can't take that. But c5, you get the idea. Because it's check though, any attack you would have had, any counter strike doesn't work. So it doesn't make a difference. We take there on e6. I go h6. Another mistake. Queen over. Oh, this is my plan that I do, except it's a move earlier. Now you'll see I do go for this, which is the same thing. But had I gone for it immediately, if they castle, this is now fallen, right? Wow, I saw it too late. Now they probably want to have castle. Then king f1. I may not even win the game anymore. Like the mistake, because making this mistake, them being castled actually helps me in the long run. As you saw, obviously you couldn't have known this on move 14, but I win because their king is over here. And if they're on f1, I don't think it works the same way. But you can't predict that far. You are supposed to take, and I'm right that it is basically a draw now. I think I said that. At first I was like, well, they're trying to, like, kind of embarrassing it, sort of. And, like, if you go there, you just take. Because this is so unnecessary, the way they're converting it. Which I'm sure they knew this is unnecessary. They could have just taken this at this point. The whole reason this is good is if the king is on e1, so the king's weak. But in this position, the king is not weak, so they can just take now. And they go for this, take. And I saw this, and king up. I saw knight here. My issue was here. And then, oh, rook f7. I did not see rook f7. I saw knight here, and I saw a6. This is, I think, is losing, though, if you go a6. It's not losing. Whatever you do, I missed rook f7 the whole time, probably. This is probably how you can do everything, is you have, yeah, did not see that move. Because what I'm looking at, because I missed that, right, is whatever you do here, they can just go there. Like, ignore that there's a way to stop it. I didn't see that part of it. I'm like, oh, they just get in. Like, the king can't go here, right? Like, you lose the knight. But it couldn't go there even if the knight wasn't there. So let's say I went here, like, which is the best move, and they go king here, which is not a good move, but just to show, get a similar position. Even now, you still can never move the king forward because they can always go down. But I have rook f7 the whole time. So had I seen that, maybe I would have done something different, but doesn't matter. They're +1 here. I don't know why they traded. I was very excited when they traded. They gotta make another mistake. No, actually, I don't have another mistake here. I thought I did. I thought going king e6 might be a little bit better. It's not better. Okay, it is better to do this. My issue with king e6, I thought that they could get on the file too quick and go for this, and then go for this. And I'm thinking in a position, let's say, okay, this never happens. But let's say on this spot, I go, I don't know, here. Or no, okay, here, and they go down. King up, I thought, is safer. Because if they go here, they can never break to g5, whereas in the other position, they could break to the 4th rank, right? But they can't get to the 5th rank. I don't know if that's making sense. But the idea was to stop that part of it, which would have happened had we done it that way. And it was the right idea to get on the file instead. So yeah, boom. Rook over, rook in. And I should have, oh, this is right. I thought I should have went here, but this is correct to put pressure. Here's the inaccuracy. G6, I am right that you are allowed to just do this. You are allowed. Oh no, I'm supposed to do something else first. But the idea of letting this push down is not that bad. I didn't think it was that bad. Because like, my rook can never get removed unless I let it get moved. But here they just make some mistakes. You take first, check. Why is this, why can they not just push immediately? They can. Like, I thought they could have pushed or taken. I don't know why they did. No, they do push. Oh, this is free. Okay, well, I take, and then take. And they're all free pawns, and now you're +3. I don't know why. They pushed here, maybe, thinking you could do something, but it's not a check. And, you know, we get the win there. Taking this way is better. Yeah, I don't know. This way, that makes a lot more sense, too. I don't know why I took the other way, because now you can force a rook exchange. I'm pretty sure. Because wherever they go, you can just go down. I mean, not immediately, because this is free. But now this is kind of forced. At some point, you can force a trade of rooks with that check. And then here, and then down, and then take, and then take. And now this is pretty easy to see how it's a win. Alright, so we got that win there. Let's go to this next game here. See if we can get on a win streak. We got the first win. Can we go on a streak? Not the first win. I definitely won a game earlier. Didn't I? Yes. I have 2 wins today. 2 draws, and 2... I'm dead even. 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Alright, e4. Let's go for e5. The Petrov. I think the first time we played that today. Ah, the incorrect line. We've learned this is incorrect. Go knight c3. I've learned the line now. I've learned the line. If they go knight c3, you take, and then f6 is how you do it. And then a queen forward, you go queen in. I've been learning. I went over it last time. But they're not going to do it this time. I know it. Now that I know it, somehow this person knows, and they won't play this. They want to castle or go queen here. If they play this, I know how to keep the pawn now. Because last time someone did it, I did not know how to keep it, and I lost the game. Honestly, because of a different reason. I just messed up. Yes! And now f6. I put this in the engine. You can just take and then go here. Now, I don't remember every single move. So it may end up being an issue. But the rest should be intuitive. Because here, yeah. I mean, you just go here, right? c6. Now you can push up, cutting off their bishop, and then just going here, and then castling, and then like bishop e6. If that's not right, I don't know what to do. But we do get this slight advantage. And this is a bad structure, too. They have no pawns in the center. Oh, my God. Wait, no, was c6 a blunder? Please tell me it was not a blunder. I assumed it was right because you need to... Oh, it was a blunder. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah, you could go f6, but probably not c6 as well. And as I say this out loud, I believe I did the exact same thing before, where I went c6. Yes, I did the exact same thing, I'm pretty sure. Alright, well, we made that mistake. Up is probably the best response. So what can you do instead, though? Like, I don't know. Maybe I should have looked at the whole line. But, like, how... You can't move the bishop, because then they go queen in, and that is an issue, because the queen can't go to e7. I don't know. Well, here, you can't take. This way, at least your king has some more options to escape. It still feels limited. I guess you're attacking two minor pieces, but again, this is not the normal chess position anyway, so you can't really use the same rules. Like, well, they have two things hanging. They have queen g, h5. At any point, it feels like they're going d5, we're going to counterattack. This still has to be a loss, though. Like, it's no way this is not some type of loss. But the problem is, they have two things hanging, sacrificing. Which you can say whatever you want to say, yeah, here. But now, does it have the same sting after up? Now there are three things hanging. And it feels like, okay. I mean, you have to do this. Usually this is a puzzle, and they take. The difference here is that this, okay, take. Okay, take. But if they take rook, you take bishop, and it's like, is it that bad? Like, it probably is, but maybe. Two pieces. I mean, I think the issue is my king doesn't have an escape. If I had anywhere to go with my king, I would say this is fine, but I'm too slow. Because you take, check. Here, they check again, and that's losing for sure. Boom, boom. Could I go king in? Honestly, I could go king in. I could, yes, I can. I can go king here. If you go over, it is losing. But king f7, they may see it and stop it. But here it stops this completely. Yeah, you just have two pieces for the rook now. Here. Huh. I have no, that's crazy. Here. Oh, you can't go here, though. This is a trap. Because if you go here, check, down, check. But you can stop one square short. They're going to run out of pieces eventually. So queen here now. Oh, but that's winning. No. You can do this. I just need more pieces. If I can get more pieces in the fight, we're doing okay. Take. Oh, this is the same thing. Ah, I get it. They can still go rook down. Yes. And now it is honestly worse versus the other way. Versus the other way. Ah, you only get two pieces for the queen here. Man, this is winning after f6. I need to learn the rest of the line clearly. But their bishop takes there on g7. Capturing here. Rook down. I can kind of resign here. There's no way to hold this at all. Like, there's no way to hold this. Yeah, GG. I want to see what I was supposed to do, though. Because I feel like it wasn't 80... No, they had 83% of brilliancy. This is brilliant. So just not c6, it's d6. So after c6, it's just losing. Okay, well, that makes me feel a little bit better. That it's just one move. And I think I've done the exact same thing before. But instead of that, instead of c6, you have to go d6. And now, if they go in, you go here. Or you go here. And then back. So what if they don't go back? Say they go up. What would I do now? Oh, maybe c6 now. Now c6. Okay. Okay. h8 seemed fine. h8? Oh, I left my own life. h8 you said. Let's see. I think... Wait. Queen h8. It is fine. Yes. It is more than okay. Yeah. I just didn't see that move. I saw f8 and g8, and I completely missed the one that actually... I probably would have won the game, too. Because it says +2. I think this is... I guess this is kind of hard to defend. Oh, no. No, I would have lost. Because this is super weak. I'm going to have to give something up, probably. They go here. Yeah. I can't keep all of this, can I? Well, regardless. That was a quick game. And they got some free elo on that one. I learned the line, though, so a trade-off. We'll do one more rapid and see, then go move to some blitz, some quicker games. Hopefully, we can end on a high. Honestly, I may keep playing it. I want to end on a win for this. But yeah, we're waiting for this game. We have white. We want to play the London system here. Can we get back to 2160? And we'd still end higher than we started if we can win here. Because we do have a couple wins in there and some draws in there. Take, take. Okay. Knight f3. Bishop back. Is it a bishopless game? It is a bishopless game. Alright. c3, a4, knight up. I played this, I don't know if I got to hundreds yet, but tens of times. I'm sure I've played this before. So I feel like I'm probably more comfortable than my opponent playing without a bishop. But we'll see. I guess they did go for it. We're going to castle here. And now do I go up for e4? Alright, they push their queen towards the center. Do I go up? Or rook e1? I can't tell which one's better. If you go up here, take, take. But if you go here and they push? Oh, yeah, I'll go for that. Let's get aggressive. Let's go for e4. Take, knight takes. It's not aggressive, but I want to push first before they get in e5. That was my thought. I have a pawn a little bit better, but this is just a draw. If it's perfect play. Obviously, it will not be perfect play from either of us. If I win this, we can take the 2200 title as well. But the rook and slide here to e1. We can go for a5 too. Oh, they go for f5. That's a little aggressive. We can drop back. And now they have a target for me. I do. Thomas, right? I do. Let's go rook over here to e1. Can I pin first? I guess knight here. And then it's like, what are you doing? So, I'm fine with that. They created a weakness with f5. They're probably regretting that. Like, why did I do this? I've done that before too. Why did they go f5? Now, what was probably a complete draw. Like, it's still a draw, I'm sure. Like, there's no way this isn't a draw. But it's not as simple now, you know? And they're trying to get rid of the pawn to get active on the f-file. I'll pass, honestly. Even if I lose this, I don't want to deal with that. That's gotta be annoying. Just go here. They go up and over. I don't know. I feel like up and then there you could guard that. I don't know. This feels not right if you do this. Because then queen slides. Yeah. Maybe it's not that bad. Takes, queen takes. Queen up. Then over. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. That feels like a mistake waiting to happen. This also could be a mistake, but it's a good move. What can I say? F4 is a good move. Very aggressive. And they may have played me into a mistake there. Knight up and f3 are my top priorities right now. Okay, they move their rook forward. Okay. Knight here. I need to get this. And they can't take it, they lose a piece. So it does get to sit there for one turn. And if we get that in time, I feel decent about the position. But not perfect. I feel decent about it if I can get f3 played. Because you're guarding g4. They still have that backwards pawn on e6. But they have 3 to 5 pieces. 3 guarding it and 2 they can easily guard it. So yeah, it's an issue, but like how big of an issue would be the question. And I'd answer that, not much. So we're going to go up here, locking this bad structure, and locking the rook is kind of locked, I guess, but they can always get in h5. So king f2 feels like it should happen at some point. Alright, they dropped their knight back. They're tired of it. I don't want to play this endgame, so I'm gonna, or this mid game. I'm gonna try and go to an endgame with this. I like to not play this. Like I don't like this happening. So we're gonna go for this and have this weakness. No, they don't have to accept it, because they could go queen back. I don't think they will though. I don't think I would, because you can easily see a way where this pawn becomes too big of an issue. So they may just take my queen. No, they go for it. Okay. Now, I'm going to attack them. Oh, their knight can slide in. I did miss that. And then knight. Oh, they're not I thought they were going knight here. They're looking to go knight here. I missed their whole idea. I'm trying to defend the wrong thing. Like, I'm trying to defend the complete wrong thing. Alright, well, rook up here 1 then. So we keep the rook connectivity. Yeah. They are going for this instead. Queen back, attacking. Too slow. Oh no, I do have to do this though. Yes, I do. Because here now the knight can jump back, contesting the square, and then we can slide over. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, they move their pawn forward. Okay, cool. Knight back attacking the queen. And then bring the rook over to e1. And then we have the file. We have control over e3 to an extent. The problem is, how do you get rid of it? After they go g5, it's pretty locked in there. Not much to do. Let's see, no puzzle still. Yeah, it's not much to do about this. So taking may have been better, but hard to convince yourself to give yourself that bad of a position or a structure. I want to go over here with the rook. We're putting max pressure. Take. And now, knight back here, attacking the queen. If they get that square, I do still have this square. But I like knight rotating down, and then maybe going there to c5. But still, knight in is just so annoying. Like I don't want to sacrifice my rook for it. I like the rook battery. We're attacking their queen. Is there any tactic? Oh, is this free now? Oh, I didn't even realize. This is free now. Yeah. Okay, let's take this. Go up some material. And we're attacking that. So, multi-purpose move. Yeah. What may come back to haunt them is their structure. While they do have attacking chances, and there's no guarantee I defend it perfectly, they have some obvious, like, weaknesses, which is the pawn structure. This was weak before they lost that, right? Which is why I won it in the first place, because it's such a weak structure. But they, in exchange for a weak structure, they have this beautiful square, a decent pawn, like I'd say almost beautiful pawn, and they can sit on e3 for as long as they want. And that's what they gave up essentially for this. Now knight back now sets up a tactic they could potentially mess up on. Because if they go back, oh, you can't take the rook. I thought you could take that till now. Would not have played that. I miscalculated what you could do. Knight here would have been my move had I seen that. But now if they go back, you can still go back during the fork. But then they could pin. Then there. Yeah, I guess that's not that good. At some point, they're going to have to rotate backwards, though. So they can kick my queen off this b5 square. Yeah. I thought you could take for a quick second. You cannot, because the rook's there. If the rook was not there, you could take, though. So I'm almost right. Rook up, though. That is fun, because then you could take, actually. Yeah, so let's go rook here. Let's dial up the counterattack and go for this. Max pressure, and then here runs into take. I think there's too much going on for them to hold this. If I keep the pressure up, we have the file, and now the knight has to get traded, right? Because this is hanging right now. I guess they could go, either the knight or queen is traded, which either or you don't want to do. Actually, no, you can only trade the knight. If you trade the queen, you lose a pawn, I think. But you can trade the knight. You'd also lose a pawn. I think you lose a knight and the pawn. So I guess you could do either way. Because you lose either the queen and a pawn or a knight and a pawn. Because if they go knight back, you win this here. And then if they go here, you win this here. If they don't, if they move their king, you just take, right? So what they would have to do is here, 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 but then that's falling. Oh, you don't. I guess the only move I didn't say, which I did not see, was queen over. Okay. A very nice addition. All the moves I said would have won. But there's one that I missed. Now queen in, though. I still think they lose a pawn. With queen in, this is super weak. Yeah, let's try this. They can't go up. This has to be miserable to play. Like, even if there's just too much pressure. This is weak, this is weak. That's weak by association. That's kind of weak. Like, their weaknesses, like your pieces, they need to be protected. And that's how I'm defining it as a weakness. Like, obviously this is guarded, and obviously this is guarded, and this is guarded, and this is guarded. But they're in spots that need to be guarded, right? They're not, this pawn here, right? It's not being occupied by a queen. The king's doing it. I guess this is the most important piece, but you get the idea. In terms of attacking, the queen's the best. Their queen's occupying, it's defending. My queen's attacking, my king's defending. And they don't even have, there are no initiatives. And they go in and they drop this pawn. So I was right, eventually they had to get rid of one. But they might have to get rid of two. So take, and then here. And you can't take with the other rook, because then they have that discovered. So we're going to take here. We're allowing some counter, and their rook slides in. Okay. So we're up 2 pawns right now. How can we make this a win? Because we've been here before, and we haven't won every game that we should probably. So let's take our time with this conversion. So first I think queen down. I think moving their, checking them is pointless, because they'd want to make a defensive setup. So I think that just helps them. Let's put pressure, max pressure. These are all 3 of our pieces remaining. We could also just push b4, if I'm being honest. But this, no. Here, trying to attack that. They go down. We go down guarding that. I think it's just too much still. Like, this is weak and that's weak. And they're already down 2 pawns. It's just too much of an attack happening. Rook c6 now. 3 attackers. They can move their rook over. But then they're completely like, they're not doing anything attacking. It's complete defense here. And now we can even go rook down. More limiting of what they can do. Just getting better and better squares. And now b4. I mean, this is also winning, but I think I don't have to rush it. I can take my time with it. Be sure not to give up a draw, because the dark squares are weak around my king, so their queen can't slip through. That's extremely important. Also, they could set up a trap, because I don't think you can take that if the queen moves. Oh, no, you can, because of d5. It almost doesn't work, because if the rook's there, and they go back here with the queen, they have 3 attackers, and I have 2 defenders. But what they have, though, I would have is d5 in that line. All right, the rook slides over. You see they're going for the counter attack. Now, the question is, do I go here? I would think it is. I would think so. But then queen in. They want to counterattack. They want to attack me. And then again, these dark squares, they're weak. So going all in for this and they go here. I guess I could just go queen down, though. And then, okay. There's a way out of that. We've calculated. We want to go for this. If they go queen in, we go queen e2. Which I imagine they go there. There's no way they're not going queen f4. Rook over is to set up a counter. Yeah. To set up a counterattack. That's the only reason you do that. Just play defense for a couple moves, but we should be back on the attack soon. With b4. They can't. The thing is, if they could play h5, the attack has some. It's somewhat valid. The problem is we have the rook here on the 5th rank, which is part of the reason we go there. One, to limit this pawn, but also to limit all pawns on the 5th rank, as they don't have much connectivity, so they simply can't push it. Their king goes forward. Now I'm feeling the counter strike here. Or is it here? Rook here? Now we have 3 attackers here. They have to go back if they want to keep it. Check, king up. We're by our queen. We should be able to win this. The only thing is they can win. Oh, they can win that at the end, which is what they're counting on, right? And they can win that too if we bail out and take. So similar to what I said about one of my previous opponents, I can't give up all of this for 1 pawn. So it has to be a cleaner conversion than taking. I now like d5, because d5, it keeps... Hey, they slide their rook over. Okay. If you go in, take, check. Right, that's the problem with that conversion. If you go d5, though, if they take, check. No, you can't even win with d5. How do you win this? That's interesting. How do you win this? There's no way to win it that way. All right, let's go here then. We're going to get rid of one of the weaknesses, create a new weakness, but we're getting rid of the one that they can move immediately and check me. They messed up now. Now you can do it, because you can take at the end with check. Whereas before you couldn't take at the end with check because the queen's there. But now you can take with check. Take, and then queen takes their check, and then you can drop back. Capture, capture. And before, if you take the rook at the end, they could have went QB2. But now the issue is there's a check there on G. Oh, they can take that, though. Did not think of that. Not think of that. Okay, I did mess up slightly. Capture, capture, check, up, check, up, check, over, down. I think I have enough escape spots. Yeah, I think this is winning. Because here, if they go up, you just go queen down, that's mate. If they go here, you go, oh, show it, check. They have to go rook here, and then they can't get a piece to guard. The queen's too slow. Oh, it's not too slow, but it's a winning endgame. So here, they can give this check. You'll go here. They could drop the queen back, but take. I have a 5-on-3 pawn advantage. They got one back, but not enough. So I should be able to hold on because of that. Oh, no. That's the wrong square. Yeah, they could have went here, though, to try and keep it alive, but that is a win now. That was a fun game. I think I had very good positional control for most of the time. Let's show what happened there. Here's that Dunkadoo. 92% accuracy for me. I was cooking in this game. I didn't know what I was doing. Feels good after some on and off play today. Because I had a lot of good positions, but the points would not show that. But yeah, as I said, I'm pretty comfortable playing without the bishops. I've done it so much in my viewer tournaments. So yeah, those definitely help me as long as other people who play in them. But yeah, for this opening, the London, I go bishop here to d3. We exchange knight to f3. I drop back and no bishops. So this position on move 8, the only minor piece we have on the board are knights. I appreciate all the likes there from Lightning Bolt there, much appreciated. But I go up here to c3, knight d2, and then a4. And in accuracy, e4 immediately. I didn't consider e4 very much. If they take, knight takes. And then castle, that's supposed to be okay, I guess. And then queenside castle. That'll never happen. I promise you, I would have never played that. But I play a4, stopping b5. They castle, I castle. I go up here to e4, take here. And I said that too. I literally said it's a draw, and then they made a mistake. I don't know why. I don't know what they were seeing here. And I made a lot of moves like that today, so I'm right there with you. But this just, this is so solid. Like, you can never win here with white if they just keep the structure. But you give me a target, and now I'm going to press it. This is right. I thought taking here is just too much of a counterattack. That's happening. This is still winning, but I would have been harder, I think. So I go g4 after almost a minute of a think. They move their rook up, knight in. Yeah, you can't take because of this, right? That's the problem. And they move their queen up, and f3, a mistake. Maybe one of the few ones I made in this one, an inaccuracy. So mistake and inaccuracy, and then I assume I must have locked in. So you drop the knight back here, and now we finally go over, capture, capture, and then knight here. Taking with the queen, I also thought they should do that. It's hard to explain why I thought that, though. But this did feel weird when they took with the pawn. I don't know why, because you would think it's more natural. But I thought this made more sense, honestly. I expected that, but when they took with them, I'm like, oh, okay. So knight's going to jump here, attacking the queen, and their structure is just so weird. But it's funny, because this is a worse pawn structure, so I can't even explain it. I just thought that that was better. Well, I win this here on, oh, maybe that's why, because you won the pawn. Take here on b5. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Here, I guess I found why this is not a good move, and I forgot I found it. You take the pawn here on b5, and I'm up 1 point of material. Now, how do I convert this? The reason it seems so easy and smooth, like it takes another 20 moves, but the issue is this is isolated, essentially. Like, it's not isolated because there's a pawn here, so you couldn't call it one, but it's a backwards pawn. And this is a frontwards pawn, I guess you could say. They could go g5. They never really get a chance to play g5, though. They're just making defensive moves the whole time. Like, g5 here doesn't make sense because now you can take, right? I just keep attacking. So now I go in, again, g5 here. It doesn't make that much sense because you could take this. So they can never get the right defense. Their knight slides in, immediate take. And now it's +4 with 2 rooks and a queen each. But I'm up these 2 pawns, and they're still weak. Like, they're down 2 pawns, and they have 2 that are still under attack. They slide up the best move. Queen back. Q8 I thought about playing, I mentioned it. I thought that helping them build a fortress didn't make sense. But that is correct. Uncle is crazy, but a lot of, I'll take the compliment part of that sentence though. A lot of games, a lot of tactics, I would say. Can't say much more than that. I've played a lot, and those are 2 main things I've done. No, you're good. I'm not offended. I'm not really offended by it. I just find it funny when people say that. If you so choose, I guess it's not a big deal. They're supposed to take this though. Oh, because there's a drawing mechanism, and if you... Wow. That's kind of crazy. Because they can go for a draw. I don't know, it's still +6. The best one was still the sack, though. 1 minute addict trying to get out of 1,000 to 1,100 elo. Man, 1 minute, personally, I think it is helpful for getting better at rapid and blitz. That's my opinion. Other people at my level have not always agreed. So it's not a bad thing that you play that a lot, because you'll see most games get down to bullet, like online at least, and then in some tournaments I play over the board they do, playing 30-0 and 25 +5. So nothing wrong with that, but because you're 1,000, I would say use that as like your dessert. That should be the last thing you focus on, but it should be a focus at some point. Definitely playing longer games like 15 +10 or 10-0, probably 15 +10, so you can visualize more, and then... okay. So that may be... I can see how that be an issue if you can't... Because rapid games take longer. I get your point. Then you could try Puzzle Rush 3 minutes and Puzzle Storm on Lichess. Because you could get the same thing, it's quick, but you're learning tactics at the same time. But yeah. What I do here to convert... Oh, I should explain. So right now, this looks free. And it is free. You probably... Yeah, you can't take this. Because here... If you do this, this is actually winning, apparently. Okay, you can do that then. I'm incorrect. But it is worse. You see it's +2.2 versus +5. And that's because there's no check. But now you can do it because there's a check at the end. If they take... Wait. Can they? Yeah, because if you take here, there is a check. And now they move, and you can go back and play and guard this or whatever, right? Whereas the other one, there's no check at the end. So when I did that immediately, I knew... And I almost took, which is probably a horrible choice. I mean, this is winning still, I guess. But, you can win it a lot easier. And then here, I was confused how to win it. I didn't even see a way forward. And they go, can they not just go back? This is pointless. But this is not what happened. Rook E8 is better, though, because check, queen up. If they go here, there's mate in 2. Isn't there? Yeah, there's mate in 2. So we get the check, so you have to block. But then rook here. Now this is hanging. I thought they're going to go queen here, check. And then king up, and then queen here. Which is still losing, obviously. You could just take this. And then take, and then take. And this is a winning endgame. Which I expected to happen on the board. But they actually, instead, give me the queen. With, oh, this is not the line. They give me the queen. And now there is checkmate. Now you can't stop. This is forced mate, I think. You take, and then whatever, and then rook down. Yeah. So we get that one. Like patterns. Yeah, I mean, Puzzle Store and Puzzleware still get you with the patterns, man, I promise. How long it take you to achieve your rating? Honestly, kind of hard to answer because I just made this. I just started playing Rapid on this account maybe like a couple weeks ago. But I've been playing chess since I was 5, so that's kind of an unfair timeline, I'd say. So I guess years, but I don't play Rapid that much. I don't find it as fun. It's like Bullet or Blitz. Like, I like over-the-board tournaments. This intermediate, like, it's too long for not enough reward for me. I prefer the faster games, but let's see. Let's go to some Blitz, because I need quick chess after just playing there 2.5 hours for some 10-0. Give me 1 second. 1 sec. Oops. Appreciate that, man. Rickety. Not a couple hours. Not a couple hours. It took some time. I want to check the stats real quick. It says for Rapid, in the last... How many games have I played? So I played 48 games. I've won half of the games. So it looks bad sometimes, but I am winning most of the games I'm playing. 24 wins, 7 draws, and 17 losses. Average rating of 2138 opponent. I'll take that. I mean, it definitely some conversions we could have held. And I'm top 20,000 in the world. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's go here to some Blitz and try and get that up. Maybe some Bullet, but I know Bullet you guys can't exactly... I can't tell you what I'm doing. Whereas in Blitz I can still talk. Alright, can we get this to 2150? I guess that'd be the go here. Go up here to C3. Knight up here to F3. H3. BD3. And we're going to take and move our knight up. Oh! Alright, well... They might resign here. They drop some pieces. Not too much to review on that one. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they were trying to do. Because why? This is a weird mouse slip. I have mouse slip, but you would think they mouse slip here. But they mouse slip here instead. And we get the queen there. I'll go to this next one. I am a London System player. A London System enjoyer there. Alright, let's go to this next game. 21-15. That was not real chess. I mean, it was real chess, but it wasn't like that last game we just played. Knight here to F6. Let's go C6, Bishop E7. And then again, thank you for all their liking on TikTok. We're at, what is that? 3,000. So much appreciated. We got 12 new followers on TikTok. Did not realize that many people followed up. And we hit 1,700. Forgot to announce that. 1,700 has been hit on TikTok. I think it was hit last stream. But I did not make a thank you post. We're closing out on 2,000. That's not that far. Not that far away. But back to the chess game here. What am I playing? We're playing a semi-Slav defense. We can go here to B7 and go knight up. Or knight here. I mean, either way, it's probably okay, honestly. But I like this a little bit more. Could we get our rook here on the file with them? I don't know. They slide over. We can go here. Biggest fan. Unfortunately, my funds are low as well. Let's go up here to A5 though. Man, do you want to do that? I don't know if you want to do that, honestly. But I don't know what else to do. 2 minutes. Let's make a move. They take. Okay, cap. I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay, let's go knight back then. And then here. Looking there. And we go knight here to E4. Oh, we could also... Oh, we're setting this up. Didn't even see. Bishop A6 now. Makes way more sense than what I just said. Yeah, just go here. And try and force... I think it is a force of bishop trade. If I can just trade down, I'd love to do that. which is never a good sign for your position if you just want to trade everything. But that is where we're at. So I need to just exchange everything. Take. And they can't move the bit, or they can't even move anywhere anyway. But the idea would be if they could move off this line, the rook's free. But they can't even move off the line. Or they can't go there or there or there either. So they have a limited arsenal of moves. Queen here to still... Wait, can you take this? Take... Huh. A little slow. You could almost take that, I think. Okay. Somehow, I did not lose the game there. I should have. I messed up somewhere in the opening. Sometimes you can take this way, sometimes you can't. And I have not yet figured out what time is which. They might go there. Yeah, I also would have done that. I mean, here. Oh, you could go here. No, yes, no. Yes. You could go here. Because take. They couldn't take. So then here, take. And then here. I mean, I don't know how. I'm going to have to do something. They want to take the knight, though. If they don't take the knight, then it is just a draw. But I'm giving up the B pawn, and I guess the A pawn by association for a counterattack. I don't think it's really that good. But I don't know what else to do, and I was getting low on time. So I made a decision. They can just capture. Oh, I may have made a slight miscalculation there. Maybe a slight. You have to take the rook first, or else you drop the rook. But it's the same idea. Take. Oh, they don't even go. Okay. They don't even want to continue attacking me now. Sometimes you gotta bluff. No, that's a blunder. And I set it up knowing that was an option too, and I forgot after the fact. Like, I knew that was a possibility, and I still forgot. Oh well. Mistakes will be made sometimes. Knight's gonna slide here. Oh, this is also a mistake. Yeah, I'm just making mistakes. Back, and then we drop that. This is just... They're not converting, though. Like, I'm messing up so much worse than it's appearing. Okay, up. I mean, they're going to let me keep it. At 43 seconds, though, this accuracy has to be atrocious. I mean, there's no way this is remotely good accuracy. But they just haven't converted correctly. Like, I've been losing for a long time. And I've somehow not lost the game yet. So, and I had this issue earlier today. So it feels good to be on the other side of it. Well, I can't draw. I'll do it one more time. Yeah, I'm not going to draw. They have 6 seconds left. Okay, here. We're going to win this one on time. Yeah, that's free. That's cool. But they don't have enough time, I don't think. They have to win in 4 seconds. Kind of difficult to do. And this check might throw them off. Yeah, too many checks. The knight's too good. Or it's not good, but it's too hard with this little time. We get the win on time. We get the win on time there. I mean, it was not a good game. It was not pretty. We could show where I messed up. But we are able to keep pressure on the clock and convert the win. Yeah, they had a way higher accuracy. This is really the mistake, though. Yeah, and I saw this. I saw the knight fork. And I still... I still played that. Like, my whole idea was that I was like, okay, this is here, but it's okay. And then I see the knight, like, oh, I forgot. And I let that happen. That's not good. But we are at 21, 20-something. Despite maybe not the most fun way to win, a win is a win. That is part of Blitz. That's why it's timed. I just want to go up. Bishop here. Up. Castle. C3. They're moving quick. This person I may not time out. You see the difference You can feel the difference in their move speed. Rook over, like this quick, you can feel it. Rook here, and maybe here and back, but they exchange instantly. We'll retreat our dark square bishop here. It's like, where are the tactics? Like, what can we try and do? Oh, that's wrong. Oh, well. They may not even take. They don't take. Well, now you have to take this. Surely. Yeah. Because you can't do it the alternative way. The knights here, they slide their queen up. Ah, I get it, I get it. Okay. Let's go here and then set up here. Because they might go d5. But I need to get their bishop off this diagonal. It's too powerful. Queen over, sure. And they can go f5 or something. If they go rook here, I can move their knight out the way. Trying to win this in the corner. Alright. Okay, up. Up, they can take the bishop first, though. So if we take the bishop, and then up, yeah, there's just nothing here. I wish there was something here. They can just drop anywhere back, yeah. And it's perfectly fine for them. Okay, the queen's going to move a little bit out the way. The knight can go in. We want to take knight back here. I thought they want to take with the pawn to get more aggressive. And now I like up here. And maybe rook c2. And bring this rook over as well. We're going to try and control the c file. That's my plan for this game. But we have to do this in the correct order, or it's not going to work. Okay. This feels pretty good. I control two of the files now, as they can't even get on the C file. So the queen's there and the rook's here. What can I do with it? I don't know exactly, but it feels like I could be able to do something with it. I should be able to. Up. And now what? Ah, they want to get here with me. They want to get here with me. If they go in, I guess rook over. Okay, they slide out the way. Queen here, offering the exchange. Well, yeah, you can't do that. You cannot do that, unfortunately. We will lose this pawn in the center. And that may be the game. Because that's a pretty big pawn to lose. Not the center, the flank. Only chance we're going to have is on the clock. There is a way to stop this. They just go rook up. Do they find it? I guess, oh, I have knight d6, though. Decisions. They may... Okay, they stopped. Oh, no. That's tough. Yeah. I moved too fast there. The idea was fun. Unfortunately, it is not winning. And that will be a loss now. There was a way. If I move the king first, then knight d6 is so difficult to deal with. Unfortunately, that's not how it goes. Up here, but that doesn't work either, does it? They're taking their time right now. I'm not sure exactly why. Back and forth. Oh, there's a checkmate idea now. Oh, how did I miss that? Yeah, there's a mate idea. This is mate. Almost mate. Oh, this is mate. They have mate right now. Yeah, they had mate. That's mate on e3. Oh, they let me get out. Okay, we get out. I mean, we have 5 pawns. Like, it doesn't matter. But there was a mate on the board that will not happen. And I'll take that versus losing, because there's a chance at least now. A small one. A very small one. But yeah, 25 seconds. I think they'll find a way, personally. Let's see if they do. Yes, and there will be checkmate. Yeah, if I don't lose... Oh, that's a crazy mate. We go to this next one here. Sitting at 21-15. Knight's going to come for it here. Exchange in the center. Appreciate that, Dunkadoo. Let's go up to c6. Bishop f5 now. Because this is a different position. Let's castle. h6. Take. Knight here. And then rook over and bishop down. Rook slides over. Bishop here to go for this fianchetto idea. I want to push up. And their knight has gotten very active. We'll take their knight in the center. I'm bring this knight back, attacking this bishop. And now up and then here. And we're playing very defensive, but the defense feels like it's a good defense. Oh, I almost went there. Oof. Good thing I stopped myself from doing that. Okay, knight forward. Here, countering. The rooks are guarding each other, and their queen drops back. I have my king slide here guarding this. And they push their pawn here. I don't know if that's good. We're going to go here now. Take. Like, whatever they do, it feels like we get some counter of some sorts. Queen up. And then queen in. Take, take. Here we're attacking. The queen's guarding. That looks kind of weak now. They can go here. They still guard it. Very good defense. Very good defense there. Okay. Maybe looking to go here. Take, take. And they can't really break in. Their queen slides over, though. Alright, let's bring this rook behind it. And we're still defending our king, honestly. Alright, slide over. King here. Guarding this. Rook slides up. Rook down now. That's going to fall. We're down a minute, though. I've spent a lot of time maneuvering to get this attack. But we finally get the attack. And it is working, too. They can't go here the 7th rank. Only the 8th rank, which is not as big of an issue. We're going to have this rook here take, I think. Or this one. This rook's going to capture. And then we can take here in the center, too. Or they slide in. Oh, I missed the knight move. I completely zoned out to that idea. Oh, that's checkmate. Oh my god. I missed mate. Yeah, queen c8. And that's mate. Is that winning, though? I want to see if I was winning. That's a nice tactic there they have. They had a 90% accuracy, so maybe I was never winning. They didn't have an accuracy at 90%. Yeah, I'm losing now. I'm winning if I go bishop to g5 first. And this is the loss. Yeah, so if you go bishop g5 here, then you can keep the attack going. But I did miss bishop g5. Let's go to this next game here. See if we can stop. We lost, what, 2? Yes. 1-2, lost 2. Can we get back on the winning side of things? Even one of those wins did not feel like a particularly good win because of how we did it. Oh, we're not going to get a game here, it looks like. They play. If they win this, they're almost 2100. They're very locked in, I would assume. I need to also be locked in. I need to get this win. I don't love playing against this. Is it rook b1? I don't know. Rook b1. They go for the center, knight up. Bishop here, and we can castle next turn. Take. Safety, and we can drop back if we need to. Alright, now what to do with this knight. Because right now it's not doing anything that beneficial. We can go back and then maybe knight up here. Now we're guarding this twice. Trying to trade off this knight. That knight, it could now go there and then there. So, I don't know. No, this is hanging now. So I need to rotate this out the way. Yeah, because right now, if you leave it, take. That's an issue. Here is an interesting idea. But they just stopped the whole plan. I'm going to drop back. Oh, that's free now. Yeah. Moving too fast there. Take. And we lose the pawn there in the center. Trying to figure out a way to win a pawn, we lose a pawn. So you have to move very fast in order to make up for this on the clock. Right, the knight's going to have to go back so they can't take there, which they could have last turn. We lucked up, they didn't see that. C3. Rook over, and then knight in the center at some point. Now they can push up, but I want to reroute to E3. And again, I have to keep this 10-second difference. Like, there's no other way I'm going to win. I have to keep this difference of time. Maybe I could, unless they could mess up, obviously. But if I'm saying, assuming they don't mess up, I have to keep the time difference. That's a must do. All right, they're going to move their knight out the way attacking. Let's not give that up. Yeah, that's something. That's something. Because you can't take it, really. They've mobilized their counterattack very quick. But we're up by about 20-30 seconds. That's a huge thing. Rook over now. Or rook here. Rook here so I can maybe try and take that. Now you cannot try and take that. Okay. Very, very clear message being sent here. I'm not supposed to get away. Now we can take, but knight can slide in. Which is an issue. But with low time, they do find it. Okay. Clean up. Now this is under attack. Again, low time. Can they get their way through this calculation? F5 may be the best, but now I can look at this. I wonder if it's the best to just take here. Yeah, take. I'll say, why not? Capture. Let's try it this way. I think this is hard for them to calculate through, at the very least. Harder to calculate. And that's kind of what I'm going for. Is they have 40 seconds left. I'm up 30 seconds. I'm trying to make this as difficult as possible. It might have been better to do it the other way, but as you can see, they don't have an easy response, right? Because my queen's guarding the promotion square. They're on B1. So it's causing some issues on their end. The clock is getting low, 20 seconds left. I'm going to win on time, probably. We do defend decently despite that. Alright, they move their queen up. Let's just take this. Back. They want to trade because they have too low time to think about anything else. Bishop E2. And slide our king towards the center now. Up. Up. And now we have a passer. Knight here. This is weak. Up here first. And we just have a lot to go for. Rook here attacking. And 0.1 seconds. We get the win. Nice win after that loss. I'll take it. Can we get to back to 21-25? Because that's where we were at after those two wins. We had two losses to give all the elo back, basically. But now we have a chance to gain it back and some. The London again, we get the white pieces. We're going to have our knight jump towards the center to try and guard here on E5. And just develops normally anyways. H3, so knight H5 is not an issue. Take bishop. C3, stopping queen B4. You don't actually have to do, but I prefer to. Knight's going to move if they take. Capture. Knight's going to move up, attacking the queen. And then bishop d3, finishing development. Now I can castle on this next turn. We set it up perfectly. They can't bring their bishop in here. They could look for a sacrifice on some level, but they can't immediately. Queen c2. Now bishop e2 is the move if they push. a4 soon too, so they can't get too much help going forward. Right, I'm going to go a4 now. I don't want to have anything pushing up. And they break the center. I don't know if that works. We'll see though. Take first. I think they do just lose a pawn here. Yeah, I see what they're trying to do. But can I just take here? And this is... Oh, you can't. Wow, that's a deep calculation. Take, check. I end up winning a pawn in the end here. But it was barely a win. I mean, that was a huge exchange for them to lose to gain a pawn. If they thought they were just gaining one pawn, that's a lot. That's a lot. Knight here. Looking to attack this pawn here on f7. Let's go here. Attacking the rook. They slide over. Oh, they're counterattacking though. So I do want to guard this still. Yeah, this is not worth as much as this, I believe. I'm up on time. As you see here though, they now have their king to safety. This is guarded. They move up attacking this way. Rook up. Yeah, lifting up attacking. I want to trade off whatever I can trade off. So the knight is going to slide in. Capture. Spying. Down. And now we can move our king in. Forward again. It's anchored. And that's a mistake, I believe. Rook down. We're looking here. That's the main focus of this. And if they push up here to a5, we go rook here. And then we can go c7. All right, they move their rook forward. Capture this. This is guarding this now. Here. Up. We have another passer now, and that might be too much for them to deal with. This is also going to go down. Connected passers now. Pawn forward. It's guarded by both rooks. And then here, you can see this is just too much happening. Oh! Okay, I missed that. Okay, rook down, though. I did miss king up. How do you win this then? Check. I have no idea how you win this then. Let's go here, attacking. Get rid of this one. Here. Ah, there we go. You take, and now you either, and you get the check too. That's the problem. Yeah, that was a difficult conversion, but we finally get it, and we get the win. GG. That was a fun endgame. I can go over that real quick again. That was pretty cool. 85.7%. The opening wasn't as important. It's here where we're converting. What I do, I take with the pawn. If you take with the rook, it's probably still winning, but harder to win because you're going into an endgame, but you have a lot of pawns. But the idea here, if they take the rook, you promote to a queen here. You check the king and went d8. Check the king and went d8. So here, so you're saying here check? I think the issue is that the king's too active. So they could do this or this. And I guess it's all winning because you have this pawn as well. But what I was thinking with this way, now the rook can go there, and you can force the exchange on the 7th rank. But I think it's all winning. But this might be a little easier because they can take there on d7. But it still, again, would be a conversion that should be converted. Yeah, I would hope I could convert that. All right, about to hop in another game in 1 sec. We're at 21-25. Let's see if we can get to 21-50. I think we can. I think I can. We're 25 points away. Let's start this up. Let's exit these out and try and get some wins. All right, we're waiting, and we're playing a game. A 21-50, they're exactly where I want to be at. I mean, I want to be higher than this, but small milestones before a big milestone. d6 attacking the knight. We can take here in the center of the board. Take the knight. This is what you're supposed to do. I always struggle, though, because I don't know if it's what to do after you take on c3. But I know you have to take on c3, though. That I do know. They're taking some time already. Queen up. Maybe I didn't consider, but c6 is a simple fix. Not as bad as bishop f5 that I did earlier. But yeah, bishop here. Knight d7. Knight f6. Here, here, here. But they're taking some time. They do go for it. You have c6, though. That's the Magnus. Magnus has done something quite similar. I learned he invented a line in the English or the Sicilian from a Gotham video. But basically, it was the same idea as what just happened. You move the queen up and then back to the 2nd rank, not to the 3rd rank. Or the 1st rank. Uh-oh. Uh-oh is all I can say here. We may be cooked. May be cooked. Well, it's a blitz game, so I need to make a choice. Man, what? How is there? There's no choice to make. This is just losing. This is just losing. I'm too slow. Too slow. I guess this is the best thing. But none of it's good. But this, you only lose a pawn here. Go knight up. Trying to cut off losing the queen. Like, yeah, they can still take this. But at least this way, they don't have some diagonal horrible thing that's going to happen to me. We know we're just going to lose this d6 pawn. And we're up 10 seconds. Which is not a lot of time, obviously. But we can make it more. Like, we can grow the time advantage. We're going to move our king up and then slide our rook over. And now they have that check, king down. Perfect. So again, we lost the opening pretty badly. Can't sugarcoat that, but it's not over. We're still up time, and because it's blitz, easier to make a comeback. I mean, we saw I made a comeback earlier too. That wasn't blitz. It's never over at my level. Like, even though we're good, like, we're not, you know, grandmasters, so mistakes can still happen in converting winning positions. I've been on both sides today, where I've won games I was losing and lost games I was winning. Hopefully we can do that here and do the win games I was losing. But c5, the idea is that they could just push, so I don't know why they're not. Oh, cool. Well, that's free. Unless I give up a checkmate that I'm missing. But that is free. Okay, the knight. Oh, they're looking to bring their, well, whatever. Their rook in here, yeah. And then here, I need an escape square so I don't feel trapped. Alright, they're trying to attack this, which I can't really guard. Yeah, you can't really guard that. You could go up. Rook over. I have to make a choice, though. Quick. Here, up. Wait, that doesn't make... yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Out of all the choices, probably the worst one was that. I was drop here. They don't win as much as they could have won. Oh. No. I can't trade the rook. I'm good. I'm good. I will not be trading the rook. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have. But I couldn't convince myself to. I know they won more this way, I guess. But after here, we're stopping the mate threats. They keep offering exchanges, making this so difficult. I could have just went here to start off, and we would have fixed the problem. Alright, we're up 10 seconds still. I'm surprised I didn't go down here. I think 12 seconds may be enough time, unfortunately. Yeah, and that's checkmate. And I was the one who ran out of time there. What's going on, Eat Pawn? I am having a pretty good day today. I'm having a pretty good day. I got started more rapid points than I ended. Some games that I could have won that I lost. But the games that I won the opposite, that I should have lost. So, up and down. What's going on, Getaway Cat? How you doing? Let's go up here to C3. Bishop D3. Alright, A4. BD3 here. We may not hit 2150. We've gained some points, though. But 2150 may be a bit too much today, unfortunately, for blitz. Maybe enough with some bullet games. Drop back, and we can go up here to E4. Take in the center. Try and get this bullet rating the same as my other account. So attack the queen. Obviously, I won't gain 200 points, but I can get a little bit higher. We can move knight in here. A very nice knight move, I feel like, at least. Alright, they move there. Pawn in. I don't want to take, honestly. The bishop doesn't seem that good. Mine's not that good either. So, by that logic, I should exchange. But I like having it. They're going to castle. Alright, queen over. And then queen up here. Oh, they can move their bishop here, though. Which they probably will. That's free. The queen's guarding this rook here. It's not a free rook. I think they thought it was free because it does look like it is. The queen on D1. We might just castle now. I was going to try and get some attack on the king side, but we've already won what we needed to. Knight's going to drop back. I mean, now we can trade everything. Now we already won some material. We don't have to rush it though. Here. Okay. Take. And here. There's no discovered attacks. If you go up, take. So yeah, you can't save this pawn at all. Man, I did mess up because I was just up some material, but you can't keep this at all. What can we do instead? Queen here, they take. Queen down. Only thing I see as a potential option is this. You're attacking both and then rook b1. I think they can just go here though. And then take and then take. And I don't know how you would hold. Maybe you just go rook up and then over and look for a counterattack. They could also go, they can't go there. There's definitely a way to stop this. So there's definitely some way they can get out of this. This is not winning by any. I didn't think it was winning, but I knew it was difficult. Like it didn't look like it was fun to play. Queen over here now, and now rook b1 is a threat, but they can go queen down. Okay, they're keeping their attacking chances alive here. Queen out the way, and now rook lift looks fun. Rook b1. We've evened the time out a little bit. Check. Looking to take there, and they can't really stop that, honestly. And if they move it, we'll take here. Yeah, queen here to h8, maybe winning, and the time is going back down, closer to even. Take check. I should be able to check until I can guard this. Oh, take check, yeah. Oh, no, it is guarded. Yeah, we can go here now. We're on the diagonal. They're going to have to move their queen. Then we can take this. Ah, they keep their attack going. Oh, no. Oh, QA1. Oh, man. I missed queen a1. I'm trying to get my bishop in the attack. Oh, they don't find it. To be fair, it is a low-tie game, but they find that they're winning. They're just trying to defend. Like, in their mind, they're losing, right? So they don't even care. Like, they just want to defend the position. And they might be winning now. I think that's a mistake. Push. Oh, yeah, they're too much on a defensive mindset. They are winning, I'm pretty sure. Their pawns are too fast. And mine are way too slow. Well, I think they see it now, but it might be too late. Maybe it's not too late. Check. Maybe it's not. Oh, there are no more checks. That's crazy. No more checks now. Okay, we have to fight one queen on two for 16 seconds. Not an easy task, I'll say. Not an easy task. Okay. Oh, that's just checkmate. Oh my god, just queen h1. Yeah. GG. Yeah. Maybe there's a different way to do that. We have time for maybe two more. What are the best ways to get better? Is it do puzzles or learn an opening? I mean, there's no specific opening. I think that really will put you over the top. Do you know opening right now, MWG? If you know an opening, I think that's enough. And probably just keep playing games. I think the longer time, if you're trying to really improve, I think the best way is longer time controls. So like 15 plus 10 or 10-0. Playing a lot, doing a lot of puzzles, helping your calculation abilities. And then some ones that test your ability to do it quickly also helps. Not as important if you're trying to get better at chess in general, but definitely at a point where you need to get faster. Like good at different time controls, that's helpful. Doing a puzzle rush or a puzzle storm on Lichess. Alright, but the knight can drop back and the knight up. Up here, attacking knight. Know the basics of an opening? What opening do you know, or do you play? Up they take. So I don't want to do that. So up here. We've guarded everything. And then we can go knight here looking to take. We need a win after that loss there. I need a win. Alright, they push knight here. Looking to take there on c5, it looks like. If they capture, that's fine. Take. Bishop can finally get active. Not that it's good activity, but it's activity. Knight here. Attack. And then you just go bishop back, though. Then we go knight here. And that's a nice spot for it. We're even on time. A nice spot for it. They can push up, but then we go knight there. So they kind of have to leave unless they move their knight back. They don't do either. They push their pawn forward. Now we're going to go here. And then here. Knight takes. Knight take. Oh, knight doesn't take. Oh, the knight sliding in. Look at this. Oh, they have too many good squares. Way too many good squares. We're going to have to... Oh, this is free too. That's more than the free squares. Free pieces. Free pieces are sitting there. Alright, rook over to try and guard this. We're equal time. No difference in time right now. I could try knight here to take and then take that. I don't imagine they'll let that happen though, as they also are playing the game and probably see it. So that's not a plan I can really put all my hope into. Knight in, I feel like, is more realistic. They move their bishop out the way completely. Okay. Well, let's cut off some connectivity with the pawns. I guess the issue with this is that, yeah. And now this is hanging. So take... I guess just get rid of the knight. I don't see another way to do that. Like, there's no other way they capture, yeah. And now rook over. Otherwise, you would have just lost it completely. Now you get some chance at defense. And they slide over again. It's just like, how do you defend this? It feels like it's almost impossible. Let's go up here to f6. Minute 24. I've gained a slight time advantage. Not a lot, but something to watch. We've seen the last few games, I've tried to do that. And they've just moved fast when they need to move faster. But the more they have to keep... The more people I do that against, at some point, someone's going to have to fold. Like, there's no way everyone is a low-time master. They give this check. Alright, quick up. Are they going to go for the draw? They're not. Okay. Take. Oh, you can't take it. Because yeah, you can't take it. Queen here. Oh, you can't do anything. Oh, yeah, you're just losing. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, that is annoying. There's no way forward. They're just going to get their rook in to f7. And then, oh, the knight goes in. Okay, we're going to go up then. And then bring this rook. Take, check, over. We're up 10 seconds. We're getting low, we're getting low. Maybe there's a way now. If you move the rook, yeah. Okay, over. Will they draw it? No, they're not going to draw it. We can go rook here now, though. Regarding both mate ideas, they force the queen trade back. Eight seconds. They've locked in completely. There's no... They're going to get the win. Low time champions. This is crazy. Yeah. 3 seconds left. There's mate and 2. Tough. They had just enough time. Alright. I have enough time for maybe a bullet game or 2. We end up losing points for blitz. We gain points for rapid. We lose some points from blitz. Can we get a couple of wins here before we close it out? Some quick 1-0 chess. Knight forward. We're playing the England Gambit. Drop back. Knight forward here. Rook b1. Huh. I've played this a lot. Against this a lot recently for some reason. Take. And just castle. I mean, I'm fine with this. Rook up. Ah, that's free. Yes, that is free. We can go here. And take. And now it's just a queen for a bishop and a rook, which is more than fine. And so we get a lot of pawns here. they get what they were looking for in return. Rook over. And we have this escape square, forcing exchange of rooks. And then we're going to look to take on a7 at the end of this. Take. And now we have this passer. Oh, that's not a passer. They could go. Yeah. Missed that completely. Over. And they're playing really good. Like, they gave up. Man, how do I break through the... This is impenetrable defense. I just have to make some moves for a second because I'm so much lower on time. My queen was definitely free for a second there. Okay, we get the win on time. We'll do one more game, see if we can end. I could have ended there, but get to 21-30. Take here in the center. The knight's going to go forward. Exchange. Oh, looking to sack maybe? No. Are they looking to sack now? They are. Okay, king g8 I've learned is the move. Why is the move? I need to learn more of why the move is the move, but I've learned it is the move. Okay. Knight back. Capture. Ugh. This cannot be good. Oh. Ah. I think queen up. Yeah, I think I'm defended now. Wow, this is quite the attack. We're able to survive this one. Appreciate that, Mystical. Man, thank you for all the support, all the kind words. Feels cool. I can't believe it says 1K. Like, it's at the point where you can't check, you can't see the exact amount. I'm like, wow, that feels great. Take here, check. And we have mate here. And we want to end on a victory. Boom. All right. The blitz did not go great, but bullet and rapid. I have a brilliancy too. What's my brilliant? Or they're brilliant, I'm guessing. It has been paying off, man. It's pretty cool to see. And knight. Oh, this is a brilliant idea. Look. Oh no, I blundered. But before that, a brilliant idea. I think it's brilliant because you're dropping this or something. Yeah, whatever. But it's not. We don't win because of that, anyways. English and Scandinavian on the basics, King's Indian. So yeah, if you know opening, definitely just play it more. I don't think there's anything. There are tips, I'd say, but it's mostly experience. I think mostly experience in doing puzzles, and puzzles helps with, I call it brain flexibility. There's probably a better word for it, but just seeing different ways the pieces can move in, considering different options. Obviously, you'll never see the exact same puzzle in a game that you see. Actually, I have. But, and how many puzzles I've done versus how many positions in a game I've seen, not even close. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I won't be on tomorrow as I have 2 exams this week. Wish me luck. But I'll be back on Wednesday, and I promise to wear a costume for 1,000, a Chess King costume. I did not lie. I didn't do it today because, well, I was just studying. And on Wednesday, I have nothing on my plate, so I'll have it for Wednesday if you guys are interested in that. And also be a viewer tournament day. So thank you all for watching on PJ's Chess on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Go subscribe, follow, free ways to support. And PJ Chess 993 on Twitch, free to follow, and free emotes that you can use in anyone's chat when you follow me. So I'll catch you all, catch you all later on TikTok. Thank you for tuning in. And then Twitch. Is anyone watching on Twitch? Let's see. If so, we can raid. If not, all good. I will just end it. No, I think it's just me there. Okay, so I'll catch you all later then for YouTube as well. And